The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HowEnterprise.com, this is How Bulldogs Football.
Coming near side, 45, runs over a defender, 40, look out, 30-foot race, 25-20, to the 15, cuts it inside, to the 5, it is touchdown time in Texas. What a run!
How Bulldogs Football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of How.
It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side, BU Homer in the house.
Also brought to you by Brother Plumber, Hit, Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography, The Llama Realty Group.
It's long enough. It's good. 31 yards for Johnny Garcia.
Also brought to you by How Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Ed Meacham State Farm.
Batted away by Gage Carr, and Howe has won in Tioga.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Rapid Electric.
Great tackle on the edge by Kieran Langford. G-Force.
Also brought to you by MTE Fence, the crazy AC guy, Anchors Boat and RV Storage.
Hit by Tank Turner and brought down. It's fourth down.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the How Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
It wasn't crisp and it wasn't clean, but a 21-6 win over Class 4A Bonham was just what the doctor ordered for head coach Andrew Harvey's first ever win. Howe ran behind the veteran offensive line and hammered the Warrior run game with the beefy defensive line. It was the second time in as many games that the Dogs held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards as a team. The strong play up front allowed the Stars to shine, and Howe has a chance at win number 400 as a program tonight. The 300th win came back in 1998 during the Nino Falls era, and the 200th win came in 1983 in the Randy Gear era. This could very well be known as the BU era, as Braden Ulmer scored another 2 touchdowns Friday night. But he wasn't alone, as Garrett Rogers was named player of the game with his performance on both sides of the ball. Howe will take on Bowie tonight in a town that's known for its fuel capacity. The Bulldogs will attempt to hit the gas for the second win in a row. It's Howe at Bowie, and it's football time in Texas.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is 3-year starting kicker Jonathan Garcia. When I kick the ball, I don't need no stinking tea, but I will take a sweet tea at Sonic before, during, and after the game. When I kick on over to Sonic, they have great food and big smiles.
Johnny, get your leg warmed up.
I stay warmed up with Sonic's onion rings and tater tots. not to mention the great drink specials.
Hey, Johnny, we need you to drill this one. Let's go. Bring your tee.
Nah, Coach, I just finished it. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Johnny Garcia bangs it through.
Hey, Steve here, the crazy AC guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Crazy AC Guy, Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight's Malachi Daly and Michael Weimer. We'll start with Malachi. Did you start school at Howe in kindergarten?
No, I came from Richardson.
Can you remember if there's any difference in Richardson than Howe?
Yeah, Howe was like a lot more closer together than Richardson. I feel like we're more of a family.
So you were injured last year, midway through the season. How hard was that to just have to stand there and watch and not be able to be a part of it?
It was tough. I feel like with me, we could have done a lot more. And then, my team is really close, so they helped me through that. And, yeah.
So who's your favorite teacher?
Definitely Miss Nail.
Gosh, everybody says that. Okay, favorite coach?
Holland. I feel like it's a tie between Holland and Blanton.
Okay. And speaking of Holland, he's a new coach and a secondary expert, came from state champion Anna. What difference has he made?
He's made a big difference in our DBs. I feel like we're so much better than last year. He's taught us a lot of techniques that we never would have known without him, and I feel like we could really do something with him.
Big win a week ago against Bonham. They had some great athletes, and I think you were paired up with one of them. How'd you hold them down?
Feet work, my strength, and just my knowledge on the field. I knew what he's going to do all the time, so couldn't really do much.
Bowie tonight, a chance to get win number 400 for the program. What are you going to see from them tonight?
A lot of pass plays, but it's really nothing because, we got good DBs, we got a good D-line, we got a lot of pressure, and we can take care of that.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds with Michael Weimer.
Hey, Steve here, the crazy AC guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
Welcome back. We're with Michael Weimer for the Senior Spotlight. You're a veteran now on the offensive line, and that may be the strength of this team. I don't know, we can talk about the DBs, we can talk about the D-line, but how does that make you feel that the offensive line is looked at as being a huge asset for this team?
Nervous, man. It makes me feel like I gotta, hold up to my expectations, and can't bust any plays, and just gotta be perfect.
Who's your favorite teacher?
It's gotta be Miss Nail.
Man, everybody says Miss Nail. Okay, favorite coach?
I don't really play favorites, but if I had to choose, it'd be Coach Graham.
He's pretty tough on you guys, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Teams need guys who are emotional on the field, especially when things go good. You seem to be that guy on the offensive line. You play like you love this game. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If I get beat on one play, I come back angry, and I put him in the ground. I got to use my emotion and anger and help me play the game. I think everybody should do that.
Now, I've seen your head coach, Andrew Harvey. We still call him karate coach, because every once in a while he gets excited and he'll karate kick. And we've seen you karate kick after touchdowns and get excited like that. What goes through your head when you score a touchdown? Did you just lose it or what?
Oh, dude, I just lose it. I go crazy, man.
The offensive line rarely gets press or names in the paper, but the line dominated against Bonham. What makes this offensive line so good?
I think it's Coach Graham. He's so hard on us, and honestly, I think practice is harder than the games, and it's really good for getting us prepared for those games.
What are you going to see from Bowie tonight?
Well, we got big old 78 right in the middle. I mean, he's real good, strong, and he's pretty big too. I know Aiden Torres can handle that, and he'll have help from me and Will. And the two ends, they're pretty quick, but they're nothing we can't handle.
Win number 400 tonight?
Oh, for sure.
All right, that's your Senior Spotlight with Malachi Daly and Michael Weimer.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Crazy AC Guy Coach's Corner with Bulldogs head coach Andrew Harvey.
All right, Coach, first win as a head coach. You got to personally turn on the victory light downtown. Big night for you Friday night. Personally and professionally, had to be a big night.
Yeah, I mean, it felt really good. Kind of, I don't know, confirming or validating what we've been doing. And, like, for the kids, too, like, we've been through a lot as a program over the last 4 or 5 months, you know. Like, there's been a lot of change. There's been some tragedies, things of that nature. And like, and again, I think I talked about this, like, on a previous show. Like, we were rolling in with a 5-game losing streak. We lost the first one. That's it. Like, you lose 6 games in a row, any program, they're going to start questioning, like, is this working? Are we doing the right thing? And, like, so getting a win, it helps validate, it helps build trust in, like, the staff. And I know I have a great staff, and I know we have great players, and I know that they do trust it. But, like, anybody, like, people are human, kids are human, we're human. So when you start losing too many in a row, it just, like, question marks start popping up. And that was kind of the biggest. I wanted to be more excited for it, but it was just more like relief. It was just thank you. Like, now we can kind of move on. It was just we needed to get the monkey off our back, you know, and we did. And now we can, like, really start moving forward in the season. And like, because the kids trust it, we trust it. And like I said, we did before, but the win and the validation is, like, the biggest part or the biggest takeaway from it.
Bonham had under 100 yards rushing in the game Friday night. Your run defense has been outstanding so far. Talk about that.
I feel like we put a good scheme out there. Again, we've kind of changed our coverage to help us in the run game. So that's obviously working. But having 4 seniors on the D-line, or 3, sometimes 4. There are packages, but like guys that have had 30-plus varsity games, 30-plus games of experience. It's huge. And like they're all good-sized humans, too. Like before every game, the head coach says something about how big Bo is, and he is a big boy. And being able to put him in the spot where he's going to be most successful is helping. And then our linebackers, are they small? Yes, but they're experienced. All of them played at least 4 or 5 varsity games last year. So there's experience there. I think moving Garrett Rogers in the linebacking role has helped. This week we are going to have we may be having a minor change of linebacker, but it's going to even shore up our run game even more.
You talked about last week with windows with your linebackers, and lo and behold, your linebacker Gage Carr drops back and gets an interception. Has to be nice when your players listen to you, right?
Yes, sir. That's been their biggest weakness at linebacker is coverage. And that was a big talking point all week, is making sure that we're getting in the slant windows, making sure that we're carrying things over the middle, and being more attached to receivers. Because again, I make fun of them. I call them all 4'11". They're probably 5'6" to 5'8" through the linebacking core. So not overly tall people, but they're good at it. They know what to do. They just had to close the windows down a little more. And it showed. Gage Carr had one, and Garrett Rogers towards the end of the game. So 2 picks by linebackers is huge.
Offensive line, dominant again. They've proven to be able to open holes for Garrett Rogers, Braden Ulmer. The O-line is such a key to have a good football team.
Well, when your offense coordinators, the O-line coach as well, you know that you can trust what's going on there, and you know that the offense is going to run through the offensive line, because that's where he spends most of his time. So he wants to run the offense through them. He wants that to be the strength of our offense, and it shows. They're very well coached, and we have a lot of experience there. Most of them started the previous year, and like Jacob Griffo, he's a sophomore, played on JV last year, but they brought him in like a little brother and kind of coached him up, and he's doing a great job too. They're a nasty unit, and again, our D line's really good, and they get to go against our D line every day in practice, and I think it makes both units a lot better. We're not going against scrubs. We don't really throw the JV out there a lot to go against, because we want a competitive look in practice, and I don't know, good on good builds kind of really good teams. Pete Carroll in his USC days, that's what he talked about a lot, was competition and practice makes great teams. And so I've kind of always wanted to use that philosophy.
Garrett Rogers had a breakout game, especially in the fourth quarter. His touchdown was followed up with an interception for an exclamation point on the victory. You got to be happy with Garrett Rogers.
Yeah. Garrett Rogers, he's always been good. He really has. He just, last year he played defensive back and receiver more, and it wasn't, it was more by necessity than it was a fit for him. But I've always been really high on him. And again, he's one of those guys that I make fun of for being he's a shorter human, but I would say pound for pound, inch for inch, he may be the best overall football player we have. He's small, compact, but nice frame. It might have shocked other people, but it didn't really shock me. I've seen this coming. His football IQ is out of this world. You can kind of put him in wherever you want, and he's gonna be able to do it immediately. He's a plug and play type of guy. He understands the game. He understands spacing. He's one of those kids that you could tell played outside as a kid, so he just understands games, and he's good at sports. And so really whatever scenario you put him in, he's going to be successful. And the offseason for him was huge because, like, again, you could see it in his frame. He's a different looking human now. Like, I say to him all the time, like, his lower body looks better than anybody we got. Like, from the waist down, like, big thighs, big calves. Like, you could tell, like, that what we do in the offseason, like, especially for a kid like that, is really, like, giving him an extra edge. And like, he's able to run through tackles now. He's playing in the box at backer, and like a kid that weighs 150 pounds shouldn't be able to do that. But like, he's strong, he's fast, he's quick, and like, all the hard work that he's done is like really paying off. And again, it's more because like now we have him in the right spots for him to be even more successful.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get a free furnace with the purchase of a qualified AC condenser coil package. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy.
The How Bulldogs program. It's a milestone, and this won't happen again for another 15 years at the earliest to reach one of those, to reach 500 would be quite a while from now. But I'm sure you're probably just looking at another win, right?
I mean, I think it'd be really cool to, help How, because I mean, How's been a special place for me. Obviously, it's my first head coaching job. It was my first defensive coordinator job. Like, there's a lot of milestones I've had personally in How, and I think it'd be really awesome to help and be a part of like a huge milestone in a place that's like blessed me so much. Yes. I'm not going to be talking to the kids about win 400. They don't need any extra pressure. And am I really going to be thinking about that? Like, come game time? Probably not. Like, I just want to win the game. But like, it would be really cool to be a part of that. Cause like, I went to a high school that was brand new. Like, my first year on varsity was the first varsity season that school had. So like, I haven't really been in programs or been around programs that have like long withstanding success or however you want to say it. And like, to be a part of something like that is really cool. And like, I'm sure like the people of How are going to be super excited about it. And like, it just shows that like this has been a good football tradition for 60, 70 years. It'll be fun.
Tonight's opponent is Bowie, another 3A Division I team. They lost to Bridgeport a week ago, 35-28. What do you see from them?
They're a good football team. Their quarterback is a really, really good football player. In my mind, he's probably by far their best player. They want to keep it in his hands mostly. But like I would say they're better than BONHAM. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but they are. Like, they're a better team than BONHAM. We'll see if they're as good as Bowie, because like you can see stuff on film, but you don't know till you actually see them live. But they're a solid team. They do things well. They're not going to make the same sort of mistakes and have the same sort of like dumb penalties that BONHAM had. So we can't count on them like hurting themselves. I think we match up well against them. They want to run the ball a lot. We're good at like stopping the run. And then like up front, they got some bigger like defensive linemen, but like their front structure kind of fits how we want to like run our offense. So I think we should be able to do what we want to do on offense. And like, obviously like, they're going to hopefully play into our strength on defense. But they're a solid team. Like, losing to Bridgeport, that's a 4A Division II team. I've played Bridgeport in other schools, and like, they're always solid. So like, that loss doesn't like tell me that they're a bad team. It's like keeping it that close with a solid program like Bridgeport just shows me or validates the fact that they are a pretty solid team. And they also had another pretty close game with CALLISBURG week 1. And CALLISBURG's always a pretty solid program. So I'm expecting a solid team that like does things the right way. And that's what I've seen on film. And like, we're just going to have to execute our game plan to come out with a victory.
Long road trip. Bowie is a long way away, just like Boyd. Talk about any differences on long road trips or any changes from what you did 2 weeks ago?
So the schedule for this week will be a little different just because we play at 7:30 instead of 7. But like the length of the trip is about the same. It's going to take about an hour, 45 minutes in a bus. Big differences would be we do everything there. So like if we were playing, for example, Blue Ridge, we would eat here, we would tape here, we would do our meetings here because it's a short little trip, or a short little trip. But like schools or if we have to go like far over an hour, essentially, then like everything we would do here, we just do there. So is it a change in schedule? Yes, but like for them, not really, because they're still kind of eating at the same time. We're still doing our offensive meeting, defensive meeting, special teams meeting, individual group meetings. So as far as that goes, I try to keep it as similar as possible for them. But obviously, like, you're going to have some like road lag, or however you'd say, like sitting on a bus for an hour and 45 minutes isn't very fun. So I want to make sure that like I do put in like an extra 20 minutes. I didn't do this at Boyd, but I learned put in an extra 20 minutes to make sure that like once we get there, they can just get up and walk around and like get their legs back underneath them. I didn't plan enough for that when we went to Boyd. Thankfully, we had an hour delay anyways, so like that didn't really end up mattering. But I made sure to put that into the schedule so that like they can just kind of, chill out a little bit when they get there, because sitting on a bus that long it's not very fun. But they are getting to keep their cell phones on the bus because it's a long trip. But as soon as we get there, we take their cell phones.
The Coach's Corner has been brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the HOW Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your How State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's How Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 4-6 on games played on September the 13th. The first one took place in 1963 with a 16-0 loss versus S&S. In 1968, Howe KO'd Bells 28-6 behind Jimmy Watson and Mike Bennett's 4 touchdowns. In 1974, the Howe Bulldogs lost 14-13 at Princeton, and in 1980 were shut out at Frisco 18-0. Howe won at S&S 17-6 in 1985 behind scores from Billy Covington and a touchdown pass from Andre List to Shane Cavender. Howe lost to Van Alstyne in 1991 13-3. And beat Pottsboro 7-6 in 1996 as Josh DuBose hauled in a pass from Devin Mize. Mize's PAT completed the comeback at Bulldog Stadium. In 2002, Howe lost 28-7 at Van Alstyne, and in 2013 beat Whitewright 31-0 behind Anthony Hawthorne's 169 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. The last game played on this date was a full moon at Bells, where Jalen Thornton picked up a loose ball to send it to overtime.
The ball's on the turf, picked up by this guy. Thornton has it. He's going to the house. It is touchdown time in Texas. I don't believe it. I do not believe what I just saw. Howe ties the game with 3:02 left. It's Friday the 13th. There's a full moon.
Howe and Bowie have only faced each other twice before. Howe won 38-13 in 2016 with a slot T offensive barrage.
Masters left side looking for a block. Gets one from Tyler Grisham. He's at the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
But the following year, Bowie returned the favor and gave Howe a 37-14 loss at Bulldog Stadium as Howe's first ever female kicker, Callie Vick, scored on a PAT.
It looks good, and it is Callie Vick with her first points for the Howe Bulldog.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by the Crazy AC Guy. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Hi everyone, my name is Presley Harrell, class of 2025 cheerleader and cross-country runner.
This is Talon Haley, senior basketball player and Howe High School record-setting golfer.
Hi, this is Camry Snap, and I'm a graduating volleyball and softball player.
This is Braden Wilmer, class of 2025. I play football, baseball, and I run track.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for their support and encourage anyone wanting to be a part of supporting Howe's athletes to reach out for more information. Go Dogs!
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. So hot up here. Roger must think he's preaching a Hellfire Sunday sermon.
I know. He won't ever turn the air on.
Monty, who recovered that fumble?
The only name that comes to mind is Lucifer.
Charles Furr? Got it.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255.
Fifth quarter tonight is going to be a hot one.
I bet.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional: caging a bulldog, removing copperheads, and electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42 on HowEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bowie, Texas, over here west of Howe. It's a pretty good drive over here, about an hour 40. We took a different route. Our ways took us almost to Jackrabbits Stadium in Forney instead of Jackrabbits Stadium in Bowie, but that's okay. We made it here in plenty of time with all of our equipment, and we're getting ready for a great night of high school football. It's Bowie and Howe both come in 1-1 on the season. Howe, of course, got their win last week against Bonham, the first win of the season. It was really a great fourth quarter for Howe, and they were able to turn on the victory light for the first time of this season in 2024. And Andrew Harvey's first win ever as a head coach. A great night to kind of get the monkey off the back of the 6-game losing streak in the rearview mirror. So we've got a skeleton crew a little bit tonight, a little bit different audience or deliverance from us tonight. Justin White is a little bit ill, and we have Caroline Slauson, who has the night off. So Jake Roberts is going to fill the spot for Justin. He'll be doing color tonight. And the debut on the sidelines will be Malin Walker. And some of y'all Howe fans might recognize that name. Malin with us tonight. Malin, let's check down with you for the first time ever as our sideline guy. Give us a weather update. What's the weather like tonight? What are we anticipating? What's the wind going to do? Tell us about that.
Oh, well, I tell you what, it's kind of just a perfect Texas high school football day. It's really a high 80s. There's a south wind, about 8 to 12 miles an hour. I don't expect that to be a factor in the game, but it should be a great game.
Yeah, it should be. Thank you, Malin. That's our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Jake Roberts will bring you in here like Chris Collinsworth. You'll just kind of pop into the screen, if you will. What a beautiful stadium over here. We haven't been over here since 2016, and it didn't look anything like this in 2016. I believe the turf is new since then. Beautiful gate entrance as you walk into the front of the stadium. I believe that is new since 2016. But what is not new is the Bowie Jackrabbits, and they've had their program history has been good going back for a very long time. However, they've had a couple of down years, coming in at 1-1 this year, but 1-9 a year ago. They're having homecoming festivities right now. So Howe has been familiar with being the homecoming team for several years, but trying to spoil that tonight, Jake.
Yeah, certainly. And Howe's, I'm sure they're excited to come in here 1-1 after a great win last week. And it's going to be a great game. I'm excited for some football.
Yeah, me too. Bowie has their, it's an interesting looking mascot logo that they have, and they have a run-through tunnel that is also just as interesting. It is towering, however. It's a very large one.
Yeah, a little like Looney Tunes feel, especially to the one at midfield, the one you can see on your screen.
The Bulldogs they have their regular tunnel out there that the Howe Athletic Booster Club paid for several years ago, but what appears like a halftime performance in the pregame show. That's kind of different, Jake.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe that's something to do with homecoming, something like that. And
I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, not sure.
So let's go over our Michelle Carney photography opponent overview. But first, let's do the hit roof and exterior starting lineups. And Jake, you can go with Bowie, and you can pick either offense or defense.
All right, sounds good. I'll start with the offense. For quarterback for Bowie, number 2, Raider Mann. He has 268 passing yards, 57% completion rate with 39 rush yards and a touchdown there. Two passing touchdowns to add on to that. At receiver, Braden Ryan. He's going to be one of their athletes. He's tall, athletic, and quick. So watch out for him. Number 13, Boston Ferris, the other receiver. Tyler Ritchie, number 12 in the slot. Halfback, Justin Clark, and in the other slot, Bradley Horton. At left tackle, Cody West. At left guard, Hunter Fluitt. At center, Trey Siegler. At right guard, George Jorge De Leon, and at right tackle, Jet Black.
Flipping over to defend that offensive unit will be the Howe Bulldogs. Up front will be James Cowart, but you're going to see a lot of Alex Mejia also. He has changed jerseys. He's no longer 55. He wears the number 20. And then you get into the veterans of that defensive line, and that's where they've really played a number on the run games of their opponents, and that's Charlie Vera, the senior defensive tackle, Tank Turner, who has 13 tackles and a sack at defensive tackle, and Big Bo Stevens. He'll wear the number 9 or 60, depending on whether his offensive position changes. He has 16 tackles on the season, 3 tackles for losses, and 1 fumble recovery. Linebackers tonight, Garrett Rogers, Gage Carr, and Charles Furr, but Malin Walker says there may be a change there, and he'll tell us about that later. Cornerbacks tonight, Malachi Daly and Garen Langford. The free safety is Eli Stoner, and the strong safety is Braden Ulmer. That's your hit, roof, and exterior starting defense for Howe, Jake.
Yeah, now we'll go over the Bowie defense. We'll start defensive tackle, Noah Metzler. The nose tackle is Jorge De Leon, and the defensive end is Preacher Chambers, number 6. And he got ejected last game for
spearing.
For spearing with this, but then they changed that, so he is able to play in this game. Linebacker number 3, Austin Cheney at so they have 4 linebackers, I guess. So another one, number 15, Griffin Ritchie. Another linebacker, 22, Lane Whitfield. And number 9, Zach Harris is also a linebacker. At cornerback, Braden Ryan. The receiver also flips to play corner. Strong safety, Hunter Rodriguez. Weak side safety, Bradley Horton. And corner, Mo Azuka. Azouk.
So let's talk about the Howe offense a little bit. Up front, Dylan Patterson, the junior. Michael Weimer, a senior. Aiden Torres, a junior, plays center. The right guard is Large Marge, Will Ingram, and the right tackle is Jacob Griffo, the sophomore. Wide receiver is Colby McNutt, 1 catch for 7 yards. On the flip side is Malachi Daly, who has yet to record a catch. Rylan Strong, 12 out of 30 at the quarterback position, 94 yards and 3 interceptions, not a touchdown yet. He does have 12 carries for 54 yards rushing. At the slot position is Braden Ulmer, 20 rushes for 184 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's also caught 6 balls for 38 yards. He averages 9.2 yards per carry, and he averages 6.3 through the air. The slot on the opposite side is Ryken Cross, 4 catches, 32 yards. He's also rushed 2 times for 25 yards. He has electric dynamic speed from the sophomore. He's perhaps the one guy other than Strong that if he has open field can really get away and cause some havoc. The running back tonight, Garrett Rogers, had a great game a week ago, especially in the fourth quarter. He's got 28 carries for 120 yards on the season, 1 touchdown. He's a junior. Your head coach is Andrew Harvey, elevated from defensive coordinator a year ago, previously at Sanger, Fossil Ridge, and Chico. Your offensive coordinator is Justin Graham, who's standing right next to me right now. The defensive coordinator is Stan Holland, and the athletic trainer for Howe, 36th year, is Ricky Ake, and he still looks like he's 36 years old. I don't know how that works. But that's your hit, roof, and exterior starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with the opponent overview. Be back in a moment.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All-in custom gutters and Christmas lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All-in custom gutters and Christmas lights.
Welcome back. We are in Bowie, Texas. It's homecoming. They are doing their festivities now. I think they're going to start introducing the candidate. No, they're doing the high step. They're doing their halftime show in pregame. You just don't normally see that. So let's go over the opponent overview, if you will. It's sponsored by Michelle Carney Photography. Jake, I'm going to let you tackle Bowie.
All right. Yeah, it sounds good. So their head coach is Tyler Price. He's the 31st head coach in Bowie history. Hometown boy who graduated in 2010 from Bowie. So mainly what we're going to be focusing on, what Howe's going to want to focus on, their quarterback, Raider Man, like I said when I was going over the lineups, he's a great quarterback. I saw him throwing out here. He was throwing some perfect passes. So they're definitely going to be wanting to watch that, and their corners are going to need to work hard tonight on that. And right on that, their receiver, number 17, Braden Ryan, super athletic. We kind of figured out kind of a Cooper Jones-ish comparison, so there's that. And he has 5 receptions for 84 yards so far, so I'm sure they're going to want to get him engaged in the offense.
Yeah, and another thing to look out for is Justin Clark, 27 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And Coach Andrew Harvey said they hope they play into the Bulldogs' defense of being able to stop the run, and their interior, the defensive line, can do what they normally do. So I think you're probably going to see a balanced attack, but you're right. Raider Man, their quarterback, is something special.
For sure, he definitely is. And going off of what you said, I'm interested because this Howe defense is just so much better than it was a year ago. So this is really going to be a test of how far they've come from last year.
Your Howe Bulldogs overview is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. The Howe Bulldogs are led by, Braden Ulmer. He is offensively the best football player and maybe defensively the best football player on the team. Ulmer will be all over the field. Malin Walker has an update on a Braden Ulmer change possibly that we're hearing. We'll let him talk about that in just a moment after the coin toss perhaps. But they're going to, Howe's got to focus on the run game, continue to be able to open holes with that big experienced offensive line. And then, Ryland Strong, they're letting him kind of mature and not trying to ask too much from the sophomore quarterback. On the season, he's only attempted 30 passes in 2 games. That's not asking a whole lot from a sophomore quarterback. He's completed 12 of them. Now, he has 3 interceptions, but that's expected when you have a sophomore quarterback. That's just going to happen. Defensively for the Howe Bulldogs, they're going to continue to try to hammer away with that experienced defensive line as well with Tank Turner and Charlie Vera and Bo Stevens. They're going to rely on their linebacking. Now, they've got a small linebacking crew. Coach Harvey said he jokes with them and calls them all 4'11", when they're actually about 5'6" or 5'8". But, they're going to have to create more separation from the line in order to close some of the windows over the middle so that Bowie is not able to do to Howe what Boyd was able to do, which is complete a bunch of passes over the middle. Howe feels confident in their cornerback situation and their safety situation, but their intermediate routes is something they really want to shore up. I think we're having a prayer right now or a moment of silence. We'll let you listen to that.
Cheer on our respective teams and that you would keep all our athletes safe. I pray that they will play with good attitudes towards one another for your honor. All this I ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good crowd over here in Bowie, at least on the home side. Now, we're a long way from home, so if you are over here in the stands, you have driven a long way, and let's hope you didn't take a different route that we did. We took the scenic route about an hour out of the way because our GPS was trying to take us to Jackrabbits Stadium in Forney. So we caught our mistake very quickly, and headed this way, and thankfully we leave very early, Jake.
Yeah.
And
yes.
We left about 3 o'clock. Howe School Song is going on right now. But, again, I think it's important for Andrew Harvey to get his first win as a head coach last week. He talked in the coaches show that it wasn't so much that he was excited about the win last week as much as he was relieved because of the pressure. There's a lot of pressure on a head coach, and he was feeling that, I believe, losing the first game and then coming back to get that win had to be huge.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, I can imagine the pressure, especially stepping into a situation like he did and taking over a program that's, I mean, it's been very up and down. And after having a couple good seasons, or having a good season, and then last year was an okay season, it's just a lot of pressure for a coach to be able to step in, especially to a situation, like I said, like that.
Bowie now going through their school song, and I think momentarily we will have the national anthem not too far from now. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is David McBride, the umpire Michael Priddy. That's P-R-I-D-D-Y, Priddy. Not pretty, but pretty. Head linesman Josh Young, the line judge is Scott Cannon, and the back judge is David Wolf. So players are out on the field doing their warm-ups and stretches in the end zone. Howe will be in all white tonight, white pants, white jerseys, black numbers, and the traditional black helmets. They've got the Texas logo with the Bulldog in the middle of that, the 2 stripes down the middle. It's the same look that former head coach Lance Bryan brought in when he was the new head coach for the 2022 season. So they're still using that look, and it's a clean look. Bowie, on the other side, have maroon jerseys and maroon pants, and they wear the white helmet with the maroon stripe down the middle, and they'll be coming out here momentarily. We're going to take another quick timeout, and when we come back, it's almost football time in Texas, Jake Roberts.
This is 3-year starting kicker Jonathan Garcia. When I kick the ball, I don't need no stinking tea, but I will take a sweet tea at Sonic before, during, and after the game. When I kick on over to Sonic, they have great food and big smiles.
Johnny, get your leg warmed up.
I stay warmed up with Sonic's onion rings and tater tots, not to mention the great drink specials.
Hey, Johnny, we need you to drill this one. Let's go. Bring your tea.
Nah, Coach, I just finished it. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Johnny Garcia bangs it through.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Welcome back. Monty Walker along with Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, and Malin Walker will be doing sidelines tonight. The Bowie Jackrabbits just ran through their tunnel with American flags. I think almost every player had an American flag as they ran through the tunnel. Howe will be doing so in just a moment. The smoke coming out of the Bulldog head. We have sweet Georgia Brown next to us up here in the press box. Head basketball coach Jay Forsyth, and big Georgia Bulldog. We may, at least we don't, I've got Jake Roberts, who's a massive Longhorn fan, and I've got Georgia Bulldog over here, and I'm just a little bitty OU just observing.
There's some tension.
Yeah, we've got the SEC matchup. So the press box situation tonight, here's the Bulldogs as they run through the tunnel. Not a sprint, just a jog. But, yeah, up here in the press box, we got one wide open space booth here in the middle. We've got the radio station KNTX broadcasting this game. They're to our left. The nice fellas over there, they're on 97.3 FM and 1410 AM. Bowie and Nakona radio station. And I think we're just about ready for the national anthem. Are we going to do the coin toss first? The captains are lined up for Bowie, which is Hunter Rodriguez, Hunter Fluitt, Jorge De Leon, and Justin Clark.
Captains for tonight's game for the Howe Bulldogs.
For Howe, it'll be
Braden
Garen
Ulmer.
Langford, Tank Turner,
Number
and
5,
Braden
Garen Langford,
Ulmer.
And number 62, Charlie Turner.
And we'll have Malin Walker in
Captains for your Jackrabbits this
for
evening.
the coin
Number 1,
toss.
Justin Clark. Number 8, Hunter Rodriguez. Number 65, Hunter Fluitt. And number 78, Jorge De Leon.
And Malin, you might hold that up to his mouth whenever we're ready to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, you're going to take the ball.
All right. So Hal deferred, and we, our big booming microphone from a week ago, we may have to switch signals up here, Malin. You might want to come up here for a moment. Apparently there's some interference. We've got all this radio equipment up here, and the coaches are putting in their headsets. We may have some interference. We'll send Malin back up here to the press box, and we'll reconnect with a different signal. In the meantime, we're just about ready for the national anthem, so we'll give you that.
She is a signal for the Bowie FFA and has been a member for 3 years. Chloe competes on the FFA broadcasting team, plant ID team, and wildlife team. She also plays volleyball and basketball for the Bowie
I think this is.
Lady Rabbits.
Is this the homecoming?
Is the daughter of Pamela Brose and William
Is this the homecoming, Jake, or is this the national anthem?
It sounds
It's got to
like
be the national anthem. Maybe they're introducing the singer, perhaps.
Radio team shows rabbits and is currently enrolled.
The teams are lined up for the national anthem, so surely they're not going to wait.
She is also a member of the VHS choir and active in the community, serving with her church.
Quite the resume.
At this time, I ask that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America as the Mighty Marching Maroon brings our national anthem.
And with that, Jake Roberts. It is football time in Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise if you're ready.
Welcome everyone to Bowie, where Howe won the toss and deferred for the second half. And that means Bowie, who looks a lot like CALLISBURG, if you're trying to picture in your head what these uniforms might look like. Maroon jerseys and pants and white helmets. Howe, again, in all white tonight. White pants, white jerseys, black helmet, black numerals. So Howe will be kicking off to start this football game. And they'll be moving right to left from our vantage point. And for what Malin said there wasn't much of a wind, and it wouldn't be a factor in tonight's game. He didn't see. I'm looking at the flag. For whatever reason, the Texas flag seems to be blowing a little bit. The American flag is not, which is right on top of it. But Howe will have whatever wind there is at their back to start this football game. And here comes Johnny Garcia. for our first Tech Wave kickoff of the night. Bowie is lined up, back deep to receive for Bowie, which I believe is a different returner than I've seen before. Boston Ferris back deep to return.
Jonathan Garcia back deep to receive for the Jackrabbits.
And I believe that's Mo
12,
Azouk.
Number 17, Braden Ryan.
That's actually Mo Azouk and Braden Ryan back deep to receive. And here's the Tech Wave kickoff. It's in the air. It's a pretty good kick, deep. It's going to be taken at the 12-yard line. Coming near side is Ryan, and he'll take it up to the 40, and that's where Howe will start from their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, and Ryan just took that, and he just went straight through the Howe defenders, plowed through a couple before he came down at the 40-yard line, and we'll see. That's where Bowie's going to take over.
So Howe will start at their own 40.
So Howe facing towards the end zone. Here's Bowie. Whistles blow.
So a little
ref is saying something, a little confusion.
All right, I think we're ready to go. 1st and 10, a handoff up the middle to start this football game. Right there is that Howe defense, and it's Braden Omer on the stop. Malin Walker told us there would be a little bit of a change. Malin, as you're walking down there towards the field, tell us what you heard in pregame. It seems to be popping in and out again. Again, just stand and look at us. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10 or more, 11 actually. Raider man tries to run with it, but is stopped immediately. We're getting a lot of interference from Malin, so we'll try back with him here momentarily. We might even switch mics with Stephen Braswell. That might actually do the trick. We haven't talked to Braswell yet. Malin, I would suggest you do that. Come get Braswell's mic, and y'all just switch. 3rd down and 7 as we're just underway. The Bulldogs made a stop, a yard loss on 1st down. And now we face 3rd. Here is man wanting to throw. Left side, sails it over the receiver's head. He was looking for Ryan on the left side, and that is incomplete as the ball sailed out of bounds. It's 4th down and 7, and Howe has done a remarkable job of turning away Bowie here on this first drive.
Right, and on that one, their quarterback, Raider man, just rolled out to the left side, tried to find someone. I mean, it almost just looked like he threw that one away. There wasn't really anyone in the area over there.
For the Bulldogs.
So it's 4th down and about 7. And it'll be punt time for Bowie. The punt is going to be an end-over-end kick that went off the side of the foot and onto the track. So good news for Howe. You know, sometimes those officials will just start walking from where it went out of bounds, and you never know when they're going to stop. And the official is running, and they'll stop at the 35-yard line. And that's where Howe will take over right there from their own 35. 10:29 on the clock. First quarter just underway. And no score in Bowie, Texas. Howe about to run their first offensive play of the game. We're trying to situate sideline mic situations up here. Apologize if we seem to be stuttering at the beginning of this broadcast. Rylan Strong on 1st down is going to hand off to Braden Omer, trying to find the right edge. Stopped in the backfield, slung down. That's going to be a loss of significant value back behind at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Omer just trying to get to his right, just couldn't find anything there. The Bowie defense quick to close up on him right there.
4-yard loss, and Howe now faces a 2nd down and 14 as we hit the 10-minute mark in the first quarter. No score. Thank you for joining us. We're just underway. Monty Walker along with Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, and Malin Walker. The Bulldogs acted like they were going to snap it and then look over to the side. You see that a lot these days. Strong, shotgun, pistol look, slings it out, and Ulmer made a great job of making sure that pass across the middle was not intercepted. He turned into defender right there.
For sure. That was a bit of a risky pass into there were 3 defenders in that area, and there was only one, Braden Ulmer, and he did a great job to get his paws on that and make sure that that it got knocked down.
So 3rd down and 14 coming up for Howe. 1 run play, a loss of 4. 1 pass play, which was nearly intercepted. Strong will roll out near side as Howe moves right to left. Slings it out down the field. It's going to be caught. Riken Cross near the first down marker and has it. Not quite to midfield, but fairly close at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and Strong rolled out to his left, and I didn't know if there was going to be enough time for him to get that off, but Cross appeared just in the middle, wide open, uncovered, and it took a push from Bowie's defense to get him the first down.
Cross just saw it. Strong just saw him out of the corner of his eye. Strong wanting to throw again, pressured, gets away from Preacher Chambers around the right edge, a first down and more down to the 35-yard line. Stepped out of bounds at the 36 and another first down for Howe as Strong shows off his speed as he raced around the right edge, got away from the big defensive end, Preacher Chambers.
And again, Bowie's coming with the blitz. They came in with someone, and it immediately made him flush out to his right, and there was a wide enough opening for him to pick up some yards there.
5th play of the drive coming up for Howe, moving right to left. A pistol look from the Bulldogs. 3 receivers near side, which is Daly, Cross, and BU. Garen Langford split out wide to the right. And a timeout's been called by Howe. We'll take 1-2. No score yet, 9:02 on the clock here in the first. We'll be back right after this.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Strong is going to roll out to the right, and he's got about 6 to 8 yards as it was a designed run from the quarterback position. We'll bring up 2nd down. They'll give him 6, so 2nd down and 4 coming up.
That almost looked exactly like the same from a play ago, but this time it was designed. It almost feels like Howe's seeing something in Bowie's defense that's leaving that right side wide open.
8:55 on the clock. We're in the first. It is stopped after he ran out of bounds. Here's the first handoff to Garrett Rogers, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else, as a host of Jackrabbits right there to stop him in his tracks. It'll be 3rd down now and 4.
Yeah, trying to go up the middle there with Rogers, and there was just no room. Great anticipation by the defensive line for the Jackrabbits.
Big 3rd down early in this football game. If they're not able to convert here, we're looking at a 46-yard field goal, and I'm not sure that's in the budget.
I would say this is probably 4-down territory from where they're at.
Strong, handoff, Rogers slung down hard. Jorge De Leon, the big nose tackle, just slung him down, and it's 4th down. And here's what you talked about. They have a decision to make here. 4th and what looks like to be about 4. They'll get him back to the line of scrimmage.
And Rogers has to go off for this play because his helmet came off.
So in comes the Pied Piper. Bryce Piper, the sophomore, checks in as Rogers, you're right, has to check out. Malachi Daly split out wide to the right. Garen Langford split out wide at the bottom. Braden Omer in the slot, Ryken Cross in the slot. Strong looks to the sideline. 7:38 on the clock, and it's rolling. Piper will stand to his left. Strong takes off running around the left edge, trying to get a block. Does get a block. He's got room. Look out. 10, 15, 10, 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 7:22 on the clock, and Howe strikes first blood. But there is a flag on the play. So bring that all back.
And what a killer. You get a big play like that, you get around the outside, you finally get to see Ryland Strong in the open like that. He scores a touchdown, and then bam, you look at the field and there's a flag sitting right there. And that's just a killer.
Holding call against Howe will push it back 10 yards. They'll replay it. Ball will be spotted at should be the 40. We'll check down with Malin Walker, see if he can hear us, and we can see if we can hear him. Malin?
After the penalty, it'll bring up.
Hello, yes.
Okay, we got you. Well, I just wanted to check for a second. That means we can check back with you here in a moment.
Okay.
Strong wants to throw, steps straight back, deep down the middle of the field. That one's batted away, almost picked off. Ryken Cross, who may not be but 5'8" at the most, has a vertical, and thankfully, because he was able to jump up and knock that ball away, or it would have been picked off, and it would be okay if it were intercepted because it was fourth down.
That's what I was going to say. The interesting thing is it's almost better if it's picked off there because it sets them way back deep in their own territory, whereas now they're going to get it at the 40. So it was almost like a punt in a situation, but it ended up being an incomplete pass.
So with 7:19 on the clock, Howe turns it over on downs, and Bowie will take it here. Handoff straight up the middle. He's got some running room. For the first time so far this year, really a big run play against Howe. And that's going to be Justin Clark, who will take it about 15 yards across midfield to the Howe 45-yard line.
Yeah, there was a big hole right there, and Clark just rushed through it really quickly, and luckily Howe was able to chase him down and get a stop before he was able to get into the clear for even more yards.
Clock rolls at 6:57. Raider man in the gun, and he's going to try to keep it himself. Along the left side, juking a defender, but no. Saying no on the far side might have been it was Ryken Cross who came up with the great tackle.
Yeah,
which will make it 2nd down and 10. Go ahead, Jeff.
That was a great tackle, and I mean, Raider man is fast, so being able to break down and then make that tackle is huge.
2nd down and 9. They'll give him a yard before Cross brought him down. Trying to draw Howe off sides, going for the deep ball right side. Up and knocked away. Garen Langford makes a great play at cornerback down the field at the 8-yard line. He got his left paw up in the air, swatted that ball away. Great coverage by Langford.
It appears they did get them offsides with a flag down there on the far side of the field.
Offsides.
So it will be offsides against Howe. So a free play there, and free 5 yards is what it turns into be.
5-yard penalty.
So 2nd down and 4 coming up for Howe. We'll talk to Malin Walker in just a moment on our Night Furniture sideline report as Bowie comes to the huddle. Raider man breaks him out. He'll go into shotgun look. Right beside him is Justin Clark. Man goes in motion from the slot to the sideline. Here's Clark. He gets the toss. Has a little seam and finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Bo Stevens and Gage Carr. There's a flag down. This is a good time to talk to Malin Walker on the sidelines. Malin, what information did you find out during the pregame?
Well, I inferred from the pregame that they're trying to look at BU at linebacker. I think that this could be a good move because you're trying to get one of your most physical players down at the linebacking positions and where you can get them more available to make more tackles on the field.
Thank you, Malin.
And those penalties offset. There was a chop block, and I missed the first one, so the penalties offset.
So replay the down.
Offsetting penalties, one on both teams.
So 2nd down and 4. We'll redo it again. 6:01 on the clock as it stopped with the infraction. Beautiful evening over here in Bowie, Texas.
I'd like to give a shout out to our chain crew, Crew Chief D. Cage.
We're not giving a shout out to the chain crew, though. I'm sure they're good people, but
well, what's interesting is the numbers over there. It's lit up. Have you ever seen that before? Like the
now that
the
I
down.
do love that. They do have the down marker is lit up. It's 2nd down. It's very easy to see for Mr. Magoo. Handoff to Clark up the middle. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gaping hole for Bowie this time, as the defensive line does a great job. I believe that's Tank Turner there making the stop for the Howe Bulldogs. 3rd down and 3. They'll give him a yard to the 37-yard line.
And Bulldogs were finally able to just close that gap, and there was just no room for Bowie.
Shotgun for man. Clark will stand to his right. 2 slots and 2 wides. This is going to be a slot reverse, jet sweep. Breaking tackles. Coming across is Tyler Ritchie. He's got the 1st down. So Bowie will move those fancy sticks down the field further in Howe territory, just outside the 30-yard line at the 31.
Yeah, and that was a good fake by Raider Man. He faked the handoff and then did the little flip pass out on the jet reverse sweep. He got out right and then got enough yards for the 1st down.
1st and 10. Left to right goes the Bowie Jackrabbits. 2 tights and 2 wides, very close to the line of scrimmage, all bunched together. Here's a toss to the left side to Clark, being dragged down from behind. A great play on the far side. Nice job over there. Gage Carr scraped across from his linebacker position and actually grabbed him from behind and drug him down. That's going to be a loss back to the 33-yard line. A great play by the linebacker.
And, man, what I'm noticing is just this Howe defense is so much better at tackling this year. And it's noticeable. There's been a couple plays already where they've just gotten big tackles for loss or for shortage of down.
2nd down and 11. Swing pass out. That's going to be Ritchie trying to come near side. Slung out of bounds. Right over there is Garen Lankford. G-Force. Gage Carr there too, and Braden Ulmer. Going to be a gain of back to about 5 yards or so to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and just a little screen pass action out to the right there, and he got some blocking for a second, but it closed up pretty quickly. Garen Lankford able to make the tackle there.
3rd down and 11. If you're just joining us and you wonder where Justin White is, he has the night off. No, actually he's sick. Caroline not able to be with us again tonight. Man goes in motion, Ritchie, but Man's going to keep it around the left edge. Cuts inside the defensive end, but right there, Alex Mejia and others finish him off after maybe about a yard gain at the 28-yard line, and it's 4th and 7 for Bowie.
And how after letting some big plays slip through, they've really tightened down. Absolutely no room for man. He tried to get across that left side, but that defensive line is just crushing in and not allowing any room for any of these players to be able to get any yardage.
Bowie going to go for it from the Howe 28-yard line on 4th and 7. Man in the gun, Clark to his left. 2 receivers and 2 wides. Man's going to throw left side, caught. Ryan trying to fight for the 1st down right at the stick. He's drug out of bounds right there at that stick. I think they got it.
Boy, that's close.
There's no signal just yet from the official. Bowie acting like they have it, but still no signal. They're going to mark him, I think, just short. A great play on the far side over there.
Do we see them bring out the chains?
You know what? They are going to measure.
Wow, the chains.
They're going to measure. I can't believe this.
I think we've only seen this.
You know why they're going to measure? Because the ball is 2 feet from them. They don't have to come all the way across the field. There's no walking involved.
This is a pretty big call, too.
That's a huge call. On 4th and 7, he got 4th and 6 and 35 inches, as appears. They're pulling the sticks. It's very close, and he got it. Malin Walker, how close was that?
Even an inch. It was that close.
Wow.
How Bulldogs are not having it, but you know what? The ball was crossed.
So it'll be first down. That's a big, big play right there. And there's 2:39 on the clock here in quarter number 1. A new set of downs for Bowie at the, what are they calling that, the 20-yard line? Shotgun for man, handoff to Clark, straight up the middle, has some running room, 4 or 5 yards for sure. We'll see where they're marking. Looks like at about the 17-yard line, so a gain of 3. Bo Stevens on the stop for the Howe Bulldogs. 2nd down and 6 coming up. They'll give him 4 on that.
And there was a little bit of space there, just a crevice that he snuck through, and he got to the second level, but wasn't able to get any more than that.
2:09 on the clock. 2nd down coming up. Same formation, but 2 receivers to the right. Handoff again to Clark, running over right guard. Slung down by Tank Turner. Great play by the senior with all those games in his back pocket.
Yeah, snuck straight through and like you said, slung him down. There was, no chance of him getting out of that one.
No gain, no loss, as they'll give him the line of scrimmage as forward progress before Tank Turner took him to the woodshed. 3rd down and 6 coming up for Bowie. No score, 124 remaining in quarter number 1.
This is huge, too.
The Jackrabbits hustle to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers on either side, actually 3 on the right. Man wants to throw, swing pass out to the sophomore. Makes the catch, going to be close to a first down. Breaks through now, it could be more. Langford finally slung him out of bounds, but not after the sophomore Bradley Horton escaped about 3 tackles. And now it's 1st and goal for the Jackrabbits.
Man, that was really impressive. Got the little screen pass, and then he did everything else. Breaking out of 2-3 tackles. Incredible balance to be able to stay on his feet. He kind of spun around at about the 7-yard line. Got out of it, and that got down even further and sets up 1st and goal.
G-Force knocked him out at the 3-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there. Man is going to roll out left, being chased down, fires it in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown Bowie to start the scoring of this football game. I didn't catch who actually made the catch. I think it might have been Caden Belcher for the Jackrabbits. Nonetheless, it's 6-0 Bowie with 1:04 left to go in quarter number 1.
Yeah, just a little rollout pass there, and just wide open in the end zone was his receiver.
The PAT, a left-footed kicker and a dinosaur kicker. That's good. 7-0. 1:04. Bowie on top. We'll be back right after this timeout. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Monty Walker along with Jake Roberts and Malin Walker and Stephen Braswell. We've got a hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap for Bowie. It was an impressive 13-play drive. Went 60 yards. Took over 6 minutes off the clock, and it was a man to Harris touchdown of 3 yards. Here's the Salazar kick on the Tech Wave kickoff. It's going to land in the arms of Braden Ulmer. He'll lower his shoulder at the 25-yard line and go down right there. And Howe will take over deep in their own territory. Bowie leads 7-0 with 55 seconds left to go in quarter number 1.
And you got to think about how important that penalty was on 4th down when Ryland Strong put that into the end zone. That set everything up. That set the stage for Bowie to run down and take the lead.
Well, not only that, the holding penalty that negated the Ryland Strong touchdown early in the football game. Or Howe would have scored first, and it'd be totally different right now. But it's not. And Howe has the ball at their own 26-yard line. Pistol look. Howe's going to hand off to Rogers in the backfield. He's hit immediately, drug backwards, way back to the 11-yard line. They'll give him forward progress, which is still about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So Howe on 1st down has not been able to get positive yards.
Yeah, and he was drugged down by about 8 players there on the defense. Everyone got through, almost no blocking. And this run game for Howe, it's been really good in the first 2 games, and it just hasn't worked as well so far.
Loss of 4 there will send the ball back to the 22-yard line. Strong turns around and says something to Rogers as Strong is on the run, trying to get around the end, throws it down the field, and it falls incomplete, I think. Or what? We're again, it is incomplete. We're again, for these 50-year-old eyes, we're way off the field again.
And not to mention there's a window directly, there's like a window pane in front of us, so there's like a line where we can't see, kind of have to look over it.
So 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Bulldogs. They need to get something moving on offense. Had a pretty decent opening drive, but it stalled out. Had a touchdown called back. Strong wants to throw. 3-step drop, looking down the field, pressured. Got a man on his back, but he outruns him. He's got enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage, which was around the 28-yard line. But Howe's going to have to punt here. And Johnny Garcia's coming on the field as it's 4th down and what appears to be about 8 or 9 yards. 2 seconds on the clock. So he'll get off the punt, and that'll be it for the quarter.
Yeah, Strong has just been on the run this entire game. I mean, he's had almost no time to throw. Everything has been rushing out to the right, running to the left, trying to make something on his own.
Garcia will stand at his own 13-yard line. A low end-over-end kick's going to bounce at the 46 of Bowie, and that's where Ryken Cross will kill it. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Bowie leads 7-0 here at Jackrabbits Stadium, and they're getting the football back. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
So hot up here. Roger must think he's preaching a Hellfire Sunday sermon.
I know. He won't ever turn the air on.
Monty, who recovered that fumble?
The only name that comes to mind is Lucifer.
Charles Furr? Got it.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255.
5th quarter tonight is going to be a hot one.
I bet.
Well, it's not hot up here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. It's actually a little chilly in here tonight.
Yeah, you've got the AC blowing right on you.
Directly on me.
I might need to switch positions with you because right now I'm out of the AC, but man, it feels good. We'll give I know Baker air conditioning. I don't know if they'll travel all the way over here to Bowie, but they don't need to tonight. Everybody bunched together as Bowie's going to begin at their own 47-yard line. This is going to be a reverse to Ritchie, trying to find the far corner, drug out of bounds. A nice play on the far side. Bo Stevens was right there to cut him off, along with another Bulldog. And it looked like it could be a big play, but it turned into a 1-yard gain for Ritchie on the reverse.
Great stop by Howe, especially after the big, they had the trickery at the beginning of the play, and I was just interested to see how that was going to play out. And I mean, years past, that wouldn't have played out well for the Bulldogs, but good job of them to get outside and negate the yard.
2nd down and 9, 11:51 on the clock here in the second quarter. And this is a complete pass on the far sideline, looking right at the sticks. I think that's going to be caught by the sophomore Bradley Horton. And it's going to be just shy of the first down marker. 3rd and 1, they'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Good pass there out to the right side and got some yardage on that. There seems to be a little bit of an opening just in the middle of our defense and of Howe's defense, and that's been something that Howe struggled with this season so far.
Big play right here. 3rd down and 1 for Bowie on the Howe side. Man's going to try to do it himself, and he's trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Gang tackle of white jerseys by Howe. And that's the play you wanted from that defense. 4th down, and that'll be a loss. There's no way he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Howe's defensive line dominating the offensive line there, and Raider man, no chance to do anything with that. It's almost as if that was a broken play, the way it was so quick of how to jump on that, and there was just no time for him to do anything.
4th down and 3. They did push him back to the 46-yard line. 3-yard loss. Man wants to throw. One hops his receiver. They're calling it a catch at the 41, which will be a first down. The reception was made by Braden Ryan, who we've made the comparisons to Cooper Jones. That's enough for a first.
That's a very impressive catch, and
I'd like to see replay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see, if this was the NFL and we had replay, if that hit the ground or not. But refs called it a catch, so it's a catch.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Howe. Bowie traveling right to left from our vantage point. Man is going to hand off to Horton again. Gets a good block downfield from Ryan and a first down run inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. They'll spot it at the 23.
Great I guess option there. I did not know who had the ball. I thought Man had the ball. And then I looked, and number 30, Horton, was just off to the races. And first down for Bowie. They're moving.
Ball at the 23, 9:38 on the clock here in quarter number 2. It's 7-0. Bowie in the lead, looking for more. Hand off to Clark up the middle. He'll gain at least 3 inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. And that's where they'll spot him. So give him 4. And they just keep inching closer and getting the big play that they need.
Yeah, that's definitely been the story so far, hasn't it? I mean, 3rd down, 4th down, whenever they need a play, they figure out how to get it.
They've got 2. Remember, they're a Division I school. City of Bowie has about 5,600 in population compared to Howe's 3,700. Man wants to throw a little quick screen pass. He couldn't connect with Ryan. He threw it short-armed a little bit. He kind of quickly short-armed it, and Ryan was unable to get to it. It falls incomplete, which will bring up 2nd down and 7, it appears.
3rd down.
Sorry, 3rd down.
And again, this is a huge play once again. Can the Howe defense get a stop and force them to go for it on 4th down, or decide to kick a field goal?
Ball at the 20. Needing to get to about the 13. Here's a handoff up the middle to Clark. He gets to at least the 15, just inside the 15, which again is going to set up a 4th and 1.
Boy, and he just put his head down. He got to work, and he just powered through that Howe defense, getting almost to the first down. But it's going to be 4th and 1, and this is, I mean, as big of a play as it gets.
Man is going to be in shotgun. They try to draw Howe off, and they do. They get the first down on a penalty. Well, they're saying Howe may have called a timeout, but there is a flag laying down at the 12-yard line. But Howe escapes, and so you're saying there's a chance. Timeout by Howe. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back right after this.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Welcome back. Let's talk to Malin Walker down on the sideline, our Knight Furniture sideline. How close do they need to get for this first down?
Well, I guess they need to get they just can't let them get 1 yard. I don't know what to do with that question, but yeah.
Well,
how much do they need to get? I guess not to the first down.
Is it inside 1 yard or is it exactly 1 yard?
Let's take a closer look. It looks to be just about exactly at 1 yard.
Okay, there we have it. 8:19 on the clock. Yes, that's my son. Man trying to draw him off sides again. Can't do it. Handoff. Clark up the middle. First down. To the 12-yard line. Got at least a yard more than needed, as that was just right over, somewhere in between the center and the right guard was the hole there.
And
go ahead.
They're just getting enough yards every time to continue to move forward. And it doesn't have to be a game of chunk plays, and they're certainly not playing like it's a game of chunk plays. They're getting the small yards here and there, just enough to push Howe back and get into scoring position.
And what they're doing is they're eating up an enormous amount of clock here in this first half.
Quick first half.
Man in shotgun, turns, hands, Clark up the middle again, this time over left guard. Pushed back a little bit, but not after he got to the 12-yard line. A gain of 1 with 7:48 on the clock. Howe has yet to touch the football in the second quarter.
For sure, and that definitely attributes to their run game. And Harvey said that they wanted them to run, but so far the Jackrabbits have just been able to get whatever they want.
Two receivers to the left, man in motion, and man's going to keep it over right tackle, but not much doing there, as the defense again did a great job. That time Charles Furr comes up to make the stop, the initial hit. And it'll be third down again, and we'll see what Bowie does to be able to try to convert this one. They've been able to convert almost every third or fourth down to keep drives alive. They move down to the 11-yard line. This is the 12th play of the drive.
Yeah.
I remember a moment ago we had a 13-play drive for a touchdown. Man in the gun with Clark standing to his left. He wants to throw. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete, as he fired a rocket like Brett Favre. And he could not connect with his receiver, which was Tyler Ritchie. Ritchie went down to a knee to try to pick it. It was a low pass. But I think there was a little bit too much mustard on that one, Jake.
Yeah, for sure. Slant route at about the 5-yard line wouldn't have even been enough for the first down, and I'm curious if maybe that was just a setup of fourth down, but for sure put way too much on it.
28-yard field goal attempt by Salazar, a left-footed kicker and a toe puncher. He has a black shoe, which means it's probably flat on the top, on the very tip of it, and a flag comes in. Howe has also been able to be shot in the foot at times tonight by flags. That hasn't been their greatest friend tonight, but I don't think there's a flag here, but a timeout has been called. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back. It's Howe was penalized. No, they weren't. So it's still a 28-yard field goal attempt. Left-footed kicker Salazar, toe puncher. The kick is partially blocked at the line of scrimmage, and Howe falls on it. We didn't have a Leon Lett, did we?
We did not. Luckily, we did not have a Leon Lett, but Howe is going to be deep in their own territory.
They did recover that somewhere inside the 5. We'll see where they spot the football. Right now, the football is resting at the officials carrying it over to the sidelines. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to spot this.
Yeah, and
does it go back to the original line of scrimmage or where they recovered it?
I believe it's treated like a fumble recovery, so it would be where they recovered it, I would think. But the officials seem to be talking about it.
Right now, they're still hovering around the 4-yard line, which is where it was recovered. And they're going to put the ball down at the 3.
Howe needs to be careful here. Dangerous territory. Can't lose 4 yards like they did on first down on the last drive.
6:09 on the clock. We're still in the second quarter. Howe trails 7-0, but dodged a bullet right there. 13-play drive for Bowie and turned away on a blocked field goal. Howe goes in the wild dog look. Braden Ulmer back there alone. From their own 3-yard line, Ulmer looks left side, tries to pop it outside, does for a moment, has the 10, look out, slung down at about the 14-yard line. BU does it again.
What a huge play, and Ulmer just powers through. He continues to show why he's such a good football player. He just puts his head down, gets to work, and gets big yards when needed. And that wild dog has been huge for the Bulldogs this year.
It really has. It's an added extra weapon, and they do it again. Why not? After the 12-yard run, they go back to the wild dog. Ball at the 15-yard line. 5:43 on the clock before the half. Ulmer again. The flag is down. This one about the same time it was snapped. It's going to be a false start against Howe, which will back them up to the 10-yard line. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, and we'll see what Howe chooses to do here. See if they bring the wild dog back out.
5:40 on the clock in the second quarter, 7-0. Bowie in the lead over Howe. Howe, if you'll remember a while back in the first quarter on their opening drive, went down the field quite a ways, but were unable to score. They did get a touchdown, but it was called back. Here's a run up the middle. The pile is surging forward to the 15-yard line. We'll see where they spot this thing, but a nice run after the big pile.
Is there a flag on the 18-yard line, the far side? I think that's a flag down there.
Nayland, if you see a flag, just pop on. But I don't, there is no, it's a sideline warning.
I know there was a flag down on the field at some point, but the ref just picked it up.
So it's a sideline warning, I believe, against Howe. I don't think they actually called it, just a warning. It'll be second down and 10 for the Bulldogs, or second down and 9 rather, with the ball at the 16-yard line. Strong, high snap, brings it down, rolls right, looking down the field, pocket closing, throws it away. Cross was in the area, but it falls incomplete out of bounds. And what was third down, or second down and 9, will be now third down and 9.
But good play by Strong to recognize that no one was open and not take the sack and throw that away and live to fight another day.
You know, that's the signs of a maturing quarterback to, throw the ball. If you don't have anybody, just throw it out of bounds near a receiver, and he certainly did that. Clock stopped at 4:29. Strong wants to throw a lot of pressure. This time he didn't have a choice. He was thrown backwards and sacked before he had a chance to look up. They'll spot it way back at the 4-yard line. Big loss of 12 yards.
And it feels like it's been like this all game. How's they've had a couple good plays, and then the defensive line for the Jackrabbits just pushes back, and Strong has almost had no time this whole game to get anything off whatsoever. And that's been like the line of scrimmage is where this game has been played so far.
Johnny Garcia back to punt. He stands way back in the shadows of the goal post. He'll get it away. It's a short kick, very high. Bowie's going to have great field position, but the punt was going to roll in Howe's favor there, but it was touched prematurely perhaps by Kendall O'Brien, which kills the ball at the 35-yard line. So Bowie will set up shop with great field position at the Howe 35. There's 4:08 on the clock, and Bowie within striking distance already. Howe will get the football first to start the second half, but you want to try to cut them off here again and only be down 7 instead of 14.
Well, and this is big, especially with how much time Bowie uses when they're on offense.
3 receivers near side, 2 up top, man all along in the backfield, throws it out to Richie, who has a lot of room. It takes only 1 play. And Bowie hits the end zone. What we didn't want just happened. A 35-yard pass from man to Richie, and the Jackrabbits are on the board, 13-0. But the only silver lining, perhaps, is that it happened so fast, and now Howe will get the football and a chance to answer back with 4 minutes on the clock.
And like you said, they do have the ball to start the first half. So if Howe executes correctly, the next time Bowie gets the ball, this could still be a tie game. So Howe still in this.
Salazar's PAT squirts through a low kick, but it does go through. 14-0. Bowie in the lead. We'll be back right after this.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of US Highway 75 in Howell, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howell. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
Hi everyone, my name is Presley Harrell, class of 2025 cheerleader and cross-country runner.
This is Talon Haley, senior basketball player and Howe High School record-setting golfer.
Hi, this is Camry Snap, and I'm a graduating volleyball and softball player.
This is Braden Ulmer, class of 2025. I play football, baseball, and I run track.
We would like to thank the Howe Athletic Booster Club for their support and encourage anyone wanting to be a part of supporting Howe's athletes to reach out for more information.
Go Dogs!
Welcome back. Monty Walker along with Jake Roberts, Malin Walker, and Stephen Braswell. We still yet to talk to Stephen Braswell. Let's do that right now. Mr. Braz down there. On the stat book, does anything just stand out to you down there? I know your laptop's smoking. We can see you right in front of us. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. It's in the air, and it will be Cross taking it on a hop. He'll cross the 20. Look out. He's got a lot of speed down the sideline. 50. One man to beat. Sidesteps him down to 30, 20, 15, 10. They'll say he stepped out of bounds. But Cross took it to the house, but they'll say he stepped out of bounds at about somewhere around the 35-yard line. A great return for Howe, and that's what you needed. Let's continue with Stephen Braswell. I'm not sure we can hear Mr. Braz.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little exciting there. I thought that he was gone for a ways, but apparently he did step out. One of the biggest things, I think Jake's made a mention of it quite a few times, is the fact that Bowie's getting the yards when they need it.
First down and 10. Left to right goes Howe. Strong wants to throw deep ball left side, looking for Malachi. This ball may be intercepted. It falls. Actually, he did intercept it, but he went out of bounds. So that is the cornerback for Bowie, Mo Azouk, who hauled it in, but all for naught. Thankfully, Malachi Daly was there to just push him out of bounds.
And, I mean, that was an accurate throw, but the corner was all over Daly. So, good thing that wasn't picked off, because I really thought that was going to be picked off for a second, and that's not what Howe wants or needs.
Second down and 10, 3:43 on the clock. With the ball at the 43-yard line, swing pass out. That's Garen Langford. He'll try to shake a defender for a moment, does gain 4 yards up to about the 38-yard line.
Boy, and after seeing Cross take that all the way down to where they are right now at about the 38-yard line, get him the football in open space. He can fly.
You know, one person who hadn't had the football enough tonight, BU.
Braden Ulmer.
Third down and 6 for the Bulldogs, moving left to right. Strong has to throw it really quickly. It's going to be caught. Guess who? BU. That's going to be a first down and more at the 25-yard line. Clock rolls as he was not able to get out of bounds. 2:58 on the clock. They do stop it to move the chains. But as soon as they set them, Hal will have it at the 25-yard line. Gain of 13 on that crucial play.
Yep.
And Strong was pressured like crazy, and he just slung its sidearm out. BU right there to make the catch. First and 10. Pistol look with Rogers behind Strong. He'll have none of that as Strong wants to look down the field. He does. The catch is made. On the move down the far sideline. Howe is drug out of bounds at the 4-yard line, and I think that might be Garen Langford on the catch. And it is, and Howe will have a first and goal with 2:32 on the clock.
The 2 plays in a row, those have been great plays by Ryland Strong to get outside the pocket and create a play with his feet. And great passes, and it looks like Howe's going to be bringing out the Wild Dog here to see if they can finish off this drive with a touchdown.
Ball at the 3-yard line. 22-yard pickup from Strong to Langford. Wild Dog. Ulmer in the backfield all alone. Once the snap gets it, he'll pick left guard. Fighting through, he's in. Beautiful. It's touchdown time in Texas. 3-yard touchdown for Braden Ulmer, and Howe is on the board for the first time tonight and trail 14-6, awaiting this Johnny Garcia PAT with 2:26 left to go before the half.
Get him the football. Every time he touches the football, good things happen for Howe. And, I mean, almost untouched, but even when he is touched, he just powers through.
Garcia to step it off. Garrett Rogers to hold, and this kick looks like a lame duck, and it is. It went off the front of the crossbar. An unusual PAT miss by Garcia, but we stand at 14-6, 2:26 left to go in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Hey, Steve here, the Crazy AC Guy. We raise top-notch AC units and train the finest service techs west of the Mississippi. And we got a truly crazy deal for you. Get 0% financing for 60 months for any qualified air conditioning and heating system. You'd have to be crazy like me to miss this deal. So for all your AC and electrical needs, call us at 903-465-2665 or visit us at crazyacguy.com.
The Crazy AC Guy, where crazy meets quality.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap for Howe went 5 plays, 42 yards. It ended on a 3-yard touchdown run by BU and the Wild Dog. That makes it 14-6 after Johnny Garcia missed PAT with 2:26 on the clock, and we're ready for the Tech Wave kickoff.
Great drive by Howe to just say that this game's not over and put the pressure back on the Bowie offense to make something happen, especially because, like I said, Howe gets the ball to start the second half.
Tech Wave kickoff as Garcia. You might mention that the new holder was in on that PAT, which could make the difference. Rogers was the holder. The kick is going to sail towards the out-of-bounds mark. Howe may have the football. There's a scramble for it at the 29-yard line, and the Bulldogs say they have it. This would be huge, and they do have it. I believe that's Alex Mejia who comes up with a football. Let's check down with Malin Walker to confirm.
It's like they had it, they said they had it, and they got it. The Bulldogs are so excited. This is the most tension they've seen, and this is the most action they've seen this whole game. I'm excited to see it.
Very good. Thank you, Malin Walker, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. 2:18 on the clock, and this is the best scenario that Howe could have. They have the ball at the Bowie 30-yard line. What a moment right there.
Timeout charge to the Jackrabbits.
So a timeout's been called by Bowie. We're going to take one, too. Real quickly, 14-6, Bowie in the lead. We'll be back right after this timeout.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
On first down, Strong steps back in shotgun formation and fires a quick pass to Braden Ulmer, but it's right back at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Second down and 10 coming up. 2:12 on the clock for the Howe Bulldogs, who are 30 yards away from pay dirt to tie, or you're going to have to go for two to tie the game with the missed PAT. But it's a one-score game. Strong, hands off. No, he's going to fight through pressure and finally sacked. Back at the 35-yard line. The pocket is not holding up for Mr. Strong.
Fired up down there. He slams the ball on the ground as he gets up. I'm sure a little frustrated with this offensive line.
You got to watch that. You can't slam the ball on the turf. So back at the 35-yard line, third down and 15 now for Howe. They've not been as successful on picking up these big plays as Bowie has in the first half. Swing pass out is going to be caught by Rogers, runs into a wall. And he's going to be brought down at the 32-yard line. Only a gain of 3. So Howe went backwards, and now it's fourth down and 12 as they will have the ball at the 32-yard line. What does Andrew Harvey do here?
I mean, there's you can
There's
almost
1:16 on the clock. There's 22 on the play clock. You can run it down to about 40 seconds or so.
I mean, I'm sure that's what they're going to do. Maybe try to get him off sides. I mean, they're in a bit of a no man's land here.
Pistol look for Howe with 3 receivers left. They're going to go ahead and snap it. Strong rolls out left. Looking down the field, wide open man is Cross, makes the catch. First down at the 15, down at the 11-yard line. Reich and Cross with a huge catch, but give credit to Strong right there, rolling out to his other side, his non-throwing side, and completes the pass.
Yeah, and what I've seen from Strong is growth in this game. He's completed more passes. He's been more competent in getting outside, and even though he's been sacked a couple times, he hasn't let that get in his head, and he's been playing great.
That's a great point. composure, even after he spiked the football.
Exactly.
That showed composure. Hand off to Ulmer. He runs behind Large Marge, but he's met right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be no gain right at the 12-yard line. Sixth play of the drive coming up for Howe. There's 17 seconds left to go before the half. Remember, if we're going to keep it right here as a timeout's been called. Remember, if you attempt a field goal, last-second field goal, you've got a new holder. So I don't know if that plays into the mind of Andrew Harvey right now. You got to be thinking that it probably is on his mind. Let's check down with Malin Walker on the sideline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Malin, there's 17 seconds left before the half. What kind of discussions are you think they're having over there right now?
I think they're telling the Bulldogs to really give it their all. 17 seconds till they get a 15-minute break. It's pretty good math. Just give it their all, and they'll get in the end zone.
14-6. Howe desperately needs to at least get on the board on this last 17 seconds before the half. They're going to get the football first to start the second half.
Yeah, hey, Monty, they seem to be keying on BU right now.
I wonder why. Strong will come out in the pistol look with Rogers behind him. Two receivers to either side. Garrett Langford split out wide at the bottom. Strong looks, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's got the 10. He's got the 5. Corner of the pylon. I think he was knocked out. Are they calling it? Did they say he got in?
I think they called a touchdown.
They did. It's touchdown time in Texas with 8 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. I didn't think he was there. I thought he got knocked out right before the pylon.
I did too.
I couldn't see it, but I know who did. Malin Walker is right there. He had a chance to get his eye on it. Tell me what happened.
Honestly, I don't think he got in either, but you know what? It's a good day.
We'll take it.
So 6 points on the board for Howe. It's a 12-yard touchdown for Ryland Strong. Snap is back. They're going for 2 and not going to be able to convert this 2-point conversion. As it didn't work that time, Braden Ulmer was driven backwards. And you said they're keying on BU. Well, they certainly are. 8 seconds left to go before the half. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this.
This is 3-year starting kicker Jonathan Garcia. When I kick the ball, I don't need no stinking tea, but I will take a sweet tea at Sonic before, during, and after the game. When I kick on over to Sonic, they have great food and big smiles.
Johnny, get your leg warmed up.
I stay warmed up with Sonic's onion rings and tater tots, not to mention the great drink specials.
Hey, Johnny, we need you to drill this one. Let's go. Bring your tea.
Nah, Coach, I just finished it. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Johnny Garcia bangs it through. Tell you what, that's what happens when you're able to create turnovers. And Howe, who looked dead in the water just a moment ago as Bowie was knocking on the door, all of a sudden Howe has shown some life. Got 6 points, got another 6 points. Here they are back in the football game. 8 seconds left to go before the half, Jake Roberts.
Yeah, and it's just been grinding. I mean, they started off, it was a little rough, but they've just been able to just power through that, and here we are. We got a ball game.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap, 6 plays, 30 yards for Howe. The big play was the kickoff recovery, but it was also equaled by a 12-yard touchdown run by Ryland Strong in the far corner of the end zone, right apparently at the pylon. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff, going to be taken at the 31-yard line, a fair catch called for. Even our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Malin Walker, said he didn't think he got in, but the official said that he did, and that's all that matters.
For sure. And Howe will definitely take that.
So the Jackrabbits will take the ball what appears to be at their own 32-yard line. The fair catch was called very wisely because no time ran off the clock. There's still 8 seconds.
And I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything with this 8 seconds or if they're just content on going into the half up 2.
So a last-second heave could be what takes place here. Man will not do that. He'll hand off up the middle. Look out here. Big run by Clark. And there's 1 second remaining on the clock. We've got and that's it. Now there's 0 on the clock. I thought we had a hometown clock operator over here. But it does roll to 0, and that's the end of the first half. Well, it started out slow for the Howe Bulldogs. Bowie was able to capitalize on some big plays to sustain drives early in the football game, which led to their 14 points. Howe was unable to do anything but really shoot themselves in the foot a lot, start first down behind the sticks in quite a few of their drives, but regrouped. And, you know, you talk about the difference between this year's team and last year's team, and you've mentioned that quite a bit. I believe the composure of this year's football team
100%
is completely the difference. This is a team that would have ducked away when things went wrong a year ago. They're not doing that. They're staying in these football games, and they're fighting back and clawing back and doing things that they couldn't do a year ago. We've got a great halftime show for you. It's the Baker halftime show. We've got an interview with the Bandsman of the Week. We also have Lady Bulldog Spotlight. We'll start that in just a moment. We'll go ahead and start that now. It's 14-12. We're at the half. 14-12. Bowie on top. We'll see you on the backside.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Abby Petty, sophomore trumpet player and squad leader. I hear you have some crazies in your section at times. Talk about that.
Yes, we do have some crazies in my section, but I wouldn't want anybody else in my section because they keep our section upgoing and never boring. It's never lame in our section. They have lots of energy, which is good at times, but then that energy can be bad at times also.
What are the bad things that the craziness turns into?
Joking around and getting yelled at by Miss Liz, having to run laps because of our silliness during band, and it's like 110 degrees, and I'm like, guys.
She makes y'all run laps?
One time during Monday night practice, our group wouldn't shut up, and Miss Liz was like, you take a lap, and I was like, okay, let's go, guys.
Now, she indicated to me that what she really appreciates you is your passion for the program, that you've really stepped it up this year. You must really kind of like this band thing, huh?
Yes, I love band. I honestly This is the reason why I come to school every day, looking forward to come to band. Our group is just phenomenal this year with our incoming freshmen and our seniors this year. I really do appreciate everything that everybody is doing this year.
We're talking with Abby Petty. Miss List said that you're a far better trumpet player than they realized, or than she realized, and better than you probably give yourself credit for. Do you think that's fair?
Yes, I'm a little harsh on myself just because we have a lot of competition in the trumpet section with who plays first part or who plays second part. But it really doesn't matter in the end because she's going to put you wherever you need to be, and I think that I'm a pretty solid second trumpet.
We're talking with Abby Petty. We're going to take a quick time out and be back in 30 seconds. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. We're talking with Abby Petty, the Bandsman of the Week. What's your hardest class here at Howe High School?
Probably geometry. I am not good at math whatsoever, but I like to say that I try my best in that class, and whatever is my best is what I put out there.
What else do you participate in at Howe High School?
I participate in one-act play. I love one-act play just as much as I love band, and our one-act play season last year was good, but we are aiming for higher this year.
Let's talk about this year's show in band. That's the 50th year for the program. Talk about that. How is the performance, and just give me an overall synopsis of the show.
I'm honored that I get to be in the performance for the 50th year. Miss Liz has been here for several of those years, and a rundown of our show is there's going to be fireworks and just lots of things happening on the field, and I can't wait for the whole thing to come together.
How was the first home crowd show at halftime last week?
Oh my goodness, our crowd was gigantic, and it was awesome seeing everybody stand up and clap for us. It really motivates us 10 times more than we already are.
So you've got one-act play, you've got band, you've got other things. How do you manage your time with homework and all of that?
Well, I like to put grades in school first because if I don't have that solid, then I can't do band or one-act play. So I like to get all that done first and then have that leftover energy to go throw out and put everything else that I have out there.
Is this band, the 50th band, is this good enough to go to the place you don't talk about?
Of course. Is that even a question? Like, honestly, I am so pumped up for this year. I cannot wait to see the freshmen and how they react to the competitions and all that stuff. And it's unbelievable what we have accomplished already this year.
That is Abby Petty, the sophomore trumpet player and squad leader in your Bandsman of the Week.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Anchors Boat and RV Storage Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
This week we're visiting with Harley Shue. Have you always gone to school at Howe?
Yes, I've been here since kindergarten. I only moved one time, but it was for like 6 months.
What's the hardest class you have right now?
Definitely my college classes. I think that it's a lot more higher advanced than my other classes.
What subject are those?
English and government econ.
So who's your favorite coach?
Coach Switzler. She has a really good way of talking to us and keeping us upbeat during games.
What about your favorite teacher at Howe High School?
Probably Tipton. He's really chill. I like him.
I think I've had Tipton answered once before, so that's good. What else do you participate in at Howe High School?
I am a cheerleader, and that's about it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Anchors with a Z Boat and RV Storage is located 1 mile off of U.S. Highway 75 in Howell, Texas. Anchors Boat and RV Storage is proud to bring personal, small-town customer service to the growing area of North Texas. With both open and covered parking available, locally owned and operated, members of the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce and the Texas Self-Storage Association. Anchors Boat and RV Storage has 20 amp power available and is manager occupied at 311 Old Highway 6 in Howell. Visit anchorsboatrvstorage.com or call 903-444-2500.
We're talking with Harley Shue. Tough game Tuesday, but you're off to a good start. What do you attribute that to?
I just attribute that to my teammates for keeping a positive attitude even when we had a bad game.
Your team has 4 seniors, I believe. Who's the loudest one?
Probably me or Presley Shockey.
Now, Riley Coffey said it was her, she thought. Do you think you're going toe-to-toe with the loudest one? Or who? Okay, so who's the quietest one?
Probably Amelia or Tabitha.
And how do you manage your time, with cheerleading and volleyball? How does that go?
I kind of, put a gap in between my school and my sports, and I kind of dedicate more to my sports, and then when that's all over, then I focus on my studies.
So what's the expectations for this year's team?
Just to win and go far in playoffs.
Senior year goes by quickly. Have you thought about life after Howe High School?
Yes, I think I want to go cheer at Southeastern after high school.
Well, that's not too far away, you're not one of these that wants to just go off real far?
No, I don't. I don't want to go far at all.
All right, that's your Lady Bulldog Spotlight, Harley Shue.
Tonight's Lady Bulldog Spotlight has been brought to you by Anchors Boat and RV Storage. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Monty Walker.
Caroline has the night off. Justin has the night off. So it's me and Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, and Malin Walker. Let's go over the highlights for the first half. I'm getting only a mono signal here for some reason. Are you getting the same thing?
Yes.
So that has to be something to do with our cords. But hey, at least we have our cords here. They're not at home in my office, so that makes for a lot better broadcast. So we'll make that adjustment in the future, somewhere between the next break. But right now, for whatever reason, hopefully it's okay with y'all at home, but it sounds really weird here. So Bowie started off with the football first. They took it at the 40-yard line, drove down to the 4, but were turned over on downs. Howe then got the football with 10:29 on the clock in the first at their own 35-yard line. And they put together a 6-play drive and even scored a 30-yard touchdown with Ryland Strong around the left edge, but there was a flag on the play, and they ended up turning the ball over on downs. Bowie took the ball at the 7:19 mark at their own 40-yard line and drove 13 plays, 60 yards, and it ended on this man-to-Harris touchdown.
Roll out left, being chased down, fires it in the end zone, it's caught. Touchdown Bowie to start the scoring of this football game.
And that made it 7-0 with 1:04 on the clock as they chewed up 6 minutes and 18 seconds. There we go. I don't know what happened, but we're back with stereo. Howe got the football back with 1:04 on the clock. They drove 4 plays and had to punt it back to Bowie. That ended the first quarter. Bowie started the second quarter with the ball at their own 47-yard line. They drove another 13 plays, but had the 28-yard field goal attempt by Salazar blocked at the line of scrimmage, which rolled to the 3-yard line and was down, or actually recovered by Howe right there at the 6:09 mark. So again, Bowie had the football almost the entire first 15 minutes of the game or so, it seemed. Howe with the football at their own 3, had a big run by BU to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, but a flag brought it back to the 10. Eventually they were forced to punt it away, and Bowie got the ball back at the 4:08 mark at their Howe 35-yard line. It was not a good punt, and it took them only 1 play to score.
Man all along in the backfield, throws it out to Richie, who has a lot of room. It takes only 1 play. And Bowie hits the end zone.
That was 1 play, and it was 35 yards on the hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap. That made it 14-0 at the 4-minute mark in the second quarter. Howe got the ball at the 42-yard line, at the Bowie 42-yard line, and finally got on the board as they drove it down 5 plays, 42 yards, and capped it off with a 3-yard touchdown by BU.
Once the snap gets it, he'll pick left guard. Fighting through, he's in. Beautiful.
That made it 14-6 because Howe had to bring in a new holder, which was Garrett Rogers, and they had a little bad exchange on the turf because he doesn't kick off a tee, puts it on the turf, and it just, for whatever reason, Garcia's kick was unlike none other that we've seen so far the past 3 years. So that made it 14-6, Bowie in the lead. But the good news is the ensuing kickoff ended up in Howe's favor.
Was the holder. The kick is going to sail towards the out-of-bounds mark. Howe may have the football. There's a scramble for it at the 29-yard line, and the Bulldogs say they have it. This would be huge.
And they did have it. That gave them the ball at the 30-yard line of Bowie. It took them 6 plays and 30 yards to score, and it was capped off by this kind of crazy ending of a 12-yard touchdown by Ryland Strong.
Strong looks, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. He's got the 10. He's got the 5. Corner of the pylon. I think he was knocked out. Are they calling it? Did they say he got in?
I think they called a touchdown.
And
they did. It's touchdown time in Texas.
So our sideline reporter, Malin Walker, said he didn't think he actually got in. So, but the official did, and that's all that matters. So that gave Bowie a 14-12 advantage. Howe went for 2 to try to tie the game, but BU was turned backwards. And then Bowie got the ball back with 32 seconds, actually 8 seconds, and they just virtually killed the clock to head into halftime. And Howe will have the football first to start this second half, which is huge, Jake Roberts.
I mean, undoubtedly. I don't think you can sit here and look at this game, Howe down 2 with the chance to go and take the lead either on a field goal or a touchdown, and it's just huge for momentum, for feeling like you can win. I mean, we're on the road. There's a lot of people here, and just being able to get in a position to win is huge, and much less being down 14-0 and then being able to come back and make this a game is just essential.
So let's talk with Stephen Braswell now. He has some stats for us from the first half. Braz, take it away.
Okay, can you hear me? Can. Okay, for the first half of the game, the Bulldogs, Strong was actually 7 of 12 for passing for 78 yards in the first half. The receiving end of that, Ryan Cross had 2 for 36 yards. Garen Langford had 2 for 26 yards. Braden Ulmer had 2 for 13 yards, and Garrett Rogers had 1 for 3 yards. Rushing for the game, Bulldogs have 15 rushes for 42 yards, and Strong has 6 rushes for 28 yards and the TD. BU has 5 rushes for 12 yards and a TD, and Garrett Rogers, so far, they've kind of kept him bottled up, 3 rushes for 1 yard. So the Bulldogs, so far in the first half, has 120 yards of offense. For Bowie.
Not David Bowie. Bowie.
For Bowie, the quarterback man was 7 of 10 passing for 76 yards. They've got 19 rushes for 70 yards. Leading the rushing was Justin Clark with 11 for 38. Bradley Horton, 1 for 18. Tyler Ritchie, 2 for 8. And Raiden Mann, 2 for 6 as far as receiving goes. The Tyler Ritchie had 2 receptions for 39 yards and a touch. Bradley Horton has 2 for 22. Braden Ryan has 2 for 12, and Zach Harris 1 for 3 with a touch also. They have 146 yards total at the half.
All right, thank you, Braz. as Malin Walker makes his way back down on the sidelines, we'll see if he has a chance maybe to talk to Andrew Harvey as he comes out of the locker room to get his thoughts on the first half. But I'm not sure if Malin's made his way down there yet or not. But we'll see if he's able to do so. I think Harvey is down by the bench area, and we'll see if he's able to speak to us for just a moment and get kind of his thoughts on this first half. But it's been an interesting one, Jake Roberts.
Back and forth, and Bowie threw the first punch, Howe threw the second. Who's going to throw the third punch? Trying to figure out. Both teams looked good in some places and looked bad in others. We're watching a good football game, and it's going to be a good finish.
Yeah, you can't make the mistakes against this team that you might get away with against Bonham. That's for certain. This is a better football team than Bonham. I think Coach Harvey pointed that out in the coaches show in the Rapid Electric tailgate party. Howe made some mistakes. They were not able to capitalize early in the football game. When it mattered, they weren't able to come through with the big play, and Bowie was. Every time there was a big play and they needed to convert, it seemed like they did each time.
Yeah, and that was early in the game, but Howe managed to get themselves back in the game with having 2 offensive possessions in a row and then not leaving enough time for Bowie to do anything. What I think is a very big deal for Howe is the penalties. There haven't been near as many penalties, and I know there was the one that stopped the Ryland Strong touchdown early in the game, but it just feels like we're having less back-breaking penalties tonight.
And again, if Malin Walker is able to capture Andrew Harvey for a moment and see if he'll talk to us and kind of recap the first half of his thoughts, we'll try to do that. But I don't see Malin down there, and maybe he'll be able to talk to him. And if you get him, just go ahead and pop on.
All right, hey, I'm live with Coach Harvey. Obviously, this game has had its ups and its downs. What are your key takeaways, and how do you react to the second half?
Really, defensively, we need to contain the edge better. That's where they made most of the big plays, and offensively, he's made good adjustments. We're starting to throw the ball a little better. They're stopping the run, so we just need to be able to throw it, and we can. And I think our athletes match up with theirs, so just keep doing what we're doing, really.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Here come the Bulldogs back on the field. That's your Night Furniture sideline report with Andrew Harvey. Good job, Malin. We had some fans text us and say more Malin. So,
more they're gonna get.
More you shall.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
How's come through their tunnel, getting ready for the second half. They'll get the football first. Bowie about to break through theirs. They had their homecoming ceremonies at the half. And you know, when you come off a 3-7 season, as Hal understands from years past, there's the horn. Hal understands it. Have gone through that. Have been the homecoming team almost every week.
Every week.
A few years ago, when during the 0-22 infamous streak, after going, after 8 wins or whatever it was in 2022, all that kind of stopped last year. But here we go again. After a 3-7 record, you're going to be the homecoming team, and Hal's experiencing that tonight. But again, if you put together another good season, all that goes away next year.
Well, I mean, just thinking about just this game specifically, if Hal can just go out and spoil homecoming, that's going to make teams not want to pick Hal as their homecoming team.
Absolutely. When you have a good football team, people know that. And the coaching circle is like a cult. And I've got one standing beside me here. I'm sure the basketball head coaching profession is just as cultish as he gives me some sort of a nanu sign. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, but sweet Georgia Brown, Jay Forsyth standing next to me as the teams are running back on the field. But yeah, speaking of that, the coaches, I mean, they talk, they know, they it's not like they oppose each other in the offseason. These guys all know each other. It's almost like the police industry. Cops know each other. They have, there's text messages flashing back and forth from everybody, and that happens also in the coaches industry. 12 minutes on the clock because it is the beginning of the third quarter. And Howe will be moving right to left from our vantage point. They'll get the football first. Salazar, the straight-on kicker, will boot it away. It's going to go to Ryken Cross, who has a seam down the sidelines. Can he tiptoe the sidelines again? He makes his way just shy of midfield. The official is running past where he might have stepped out of bounds, but apparently he did not. If he did, the official didn't see it. And they'll give Howe the football at the 46-yard line. So a great field position to start the second half for Howe. And they'll start with 11:52 on the clock and 54 yards away from pay dirt.
Cross has just got blazing speed. If you can find a way to get him in open space, he's going to make the defense pay.
What is I always compare him, but I can't remember his name, the receiver for the Cowboys who came from New Orleans. Here's a handoff from Ryland Strong, and I believe that's Braden Ulmer on play number 1, and I don't think he's going to get much more than the line of scrimmage, although they are not blowing the whistle. At some point, somebody's going to get hurt if you allow them to stand each other up and continue to fight and push the pile. But in this certain instance, it works in Howe's advantage because the pile of white jerseys was able to push Braden Ulmer up 2 yards.
Yeah, and I believe the comparison to Cross, you're thinking of Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks. That is exactly Ryken Cross, but at a 3A Division II version. Strong wants to throw, rolls out of the pocket under pressure. Now he's going to try to escape in a shoestring tackle. That's going to be a sack back inside the 45-yard line to the 43. And Strong was trying to stay in the pocket as long as he could. He saw it collapsing, took off to the near side, and then a last-second hand on his shoestring brought him down. It was third down and long.
Strong's been running for his life all game, and eventually the defense is just going to get home. Offensive line needs to do a better job.
Rogers in the backfield stands right behind Strong, who looks to the sideline for Justin Graham, the offensive coordinator, trying to get the play in. Two receivers on either side, Braden Ulmer and Garen Langford at the bottom. Strong looks up top, flushed out of the pocket, running for his life again, does step up. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, I believe, which is the 43-yard line, but Howe's going to be faced with a punt situation on their first possession because it's 4th and 13, and Johnny Garcia will come in to do the chores for the Howe Bulldogs. I say that, but on 4th and 13, they're not lining up in punt formation. Strong is still in the pistol formation, and now he will back up and do the punting. We'll see how Bowie reacts, and they do send Horton back to return it. A low end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 25, right into Horton's lap at the 20. Breaking a tackle at midfield. He's got a lot of speed down the middle of the seam. Now left hash, struck down from behind, breaks that tackle. He's off to the races. 20, 15, breaks a tackle to the 10, inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A return of 73 yards.
Yeah, and you wonder if that's what you get for leaving the offense out and not bringing the proper punt team out, because once he was gone, the offense, I guess, wasn't in position to get him down. But also just a great run by Horton right there, barreling through, powering through lots of defenders, and setting up Bowie inside the 10-yard line and setting them up to take control of this game.
Ball at the 7-yard line. Bowie already knocking on the door with 9:19 left to go in the third. This did not go as Howe intended on this opening series. Handoff to Clark up the middle. Plows his way inside the 5. And they'll spot him right around the 4-yard line. Gain of 3 for Bowie and Justin Clark.
Feels kind of like what they've been doing all game. 3 yards at a time, grindy, get the yardage when they need it, and just forceful.
Ball on the PAT snap marker at the 3-yard line. Man will turn. He'll hand to Clark, this time a big gaping hole. And Clark goes in for the touchdown to extend the lead to 20-12, awaiting this PAT. Salazar will come on to do the kicking.
Number 23, Nick Salazar, in to kick the extra point.
There's 8:43 on the clock. Salazar will try to make it 21-12. Left-footed kicker bangs it right down the middle. 21-12, our new score here at Jackrabbits Stadium in Bowie, Texas. 8:43 on the clock. We'll be back right after this.
This is 3-year starting kicker Jonathan Garcia. When I kick the ball, I don't need no stinking tea, but I will take a sweet tea at Sonic before, during, and after the game. When I kick on over to Sonic, they have great food and big smiles.
Johnny, get your leg warmed up.
I stay warmed up with Sonic's onion rings and tater tots, not to mention the great drink specials.
Hey, Johnny, we need you to drill this one. Let's go. Bring your tea.
Nah, Coach, I just finished it. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Johnny Garcia bangs it through.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Malin Walker, is there dejection on the sidelines after that opening drive and things went south quickly?
It looks like a ghost town over here. I'm just going to tell you that. They look depleted. They just need something to ignite that fire once again like they had late in that first half.
Thank you, Malin, our night furniture sideline reporter. Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. It's a deep kick down to Cross. You kicked it to the wrong kid. He got it at the 8-yard line. This time they'll bottle him up right around the 30-yard line. Hal will take over near the 30, moving right to left. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. It was a very, very quick one. 3 plays and 3 yards, capped off by a touchdown by Justin Clark. And the PAT by Salazar makes it 21-12. We're at the 8:39 mark right now. And it only took about 30 seconds for Bowie to score. Of course, they got the big punt return by Horton, who ran it 73 yards, I believe, all the way down to the 7-yard line. So here is Howe from their own 30. Strong, swing, pass out. That could be a lateral. You better jump on that football. It was in the arms of Ulmer. It popped in and out. That was very close to being a lateral.
I agree. It certainly was. I mean, that had to just be right on the line. And it's kind of crazy, but there's been a lot of plays like that, it feels like, this game.
You've got Justin Graham over there in the grill of Ulmer, letting him know that scenario. 2nd down and 10. Rogers will get the carry right behind the middle of the offensive line. Nothing to maybe a yard there to the 31, but here we go again with the stuttering offense. It's 3rd down and 9.
And it just feels like we're kind of Howe's kind of stagnant right now. You've seen this at times in the year. You even saw it earlier this game. But is Howe going to be able to bounce back? Will they be able to get through the adversity?
Garen Langford checks in for Malachi. Actually, they switch sides. Langford at the bottom. Strong looking at Malachi Daly. He's hit as he throws, and Howe escapes big possibility of trouble right there as Strong was nailed right as he reared back to try to hit Malachi Daly. The ball flew forward for about 7 yards and almost ended up in the lap of a Bowie Jackrabbit. But it falls incomplete, and it's punt time once again for Johnny Garcia.
Boy, and you got to be careful here. This is almost, you have to get a stop if you're the Bulldogs. You're sitting in a position where if Bowie scores, they go up by 3 scores, and that's not a place you want to be in.
Horton goes back to return this kick. He had a 73-yarder a moment ago. This is a high wobbly kick off the side of the foot. He was trying to avoid the pressure, Garcia was, as he had a defender right in his face to try to block the punt, but he didn't get it blocked, but he kicked it sort of out of bounds. And Bowie will have pretty good field position starting right about midfield.
And Howe's defense has got to step up on this drive. Need that interior defensive line to get a push and really push back this offensive line that all game has just been able to move the Bulldogs.
They'll spot it at the 49. Just on the other side of midfield in Howe territory. Bowie will start there with a new set of downs. 21-12, they lead here in Bowie. 7:37 on the clock in quarter number 3. Man in the gun, once it gets it, a bad exchange. They couldn't really tell who was going to get it on the read option. Man pulled it out of the gut of Clark, and right there was Alex Mejia to drag him back for a loss of 5, back to the 44-yard line on the Bowie side of the field.
And just like Howe needed, rushing through the line was Mejia, and he slung him down with a lot of authority, and that's a great way to start if you're Howe, needing to stop right here.
2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard loss. Great play by Mejia. Man drops back, 3 steps, pumps, fires deep down the left side. Got a man wide open, hits him in stride. That's Ryan, and he runs out of bounds. If he could have stayed in bounds, he'd have scored easily, but he goes out at the 10-yard line.
And that's a heck of a throw by Raider right there. And that's, I mean, credit to the receiver and the quarterback. Receiver beat the corner and the safety, and we're lucky that they didn't score there. Bowie in business now.
Bowie will have it 1st and goal from the 10, left to right. Man in the gun, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Hand off to Clark, bounces it out to the right side, can't escape the last tackle. That was Charlie Vera who was there, but it was a single-digit number that brought him down, which I think is Bo Stevens. And he did gain a yard, so for 2nd and goal from the 9.
And if you're Howe, you got to be looking for a turnover here, something to change momentum.
You're going to get a heavy dose of Clark and Man, I believe. Here's Man going to roll out to the near side, looking for somebody to throw to, under pressure, throws it, middle of the end zone, wide open is Richie. On the eye in Bowie. Caught it about 2 yards deep in the end zone, and the Jackrabbits extend their lead to 27-12, awaiting this upcoming Salazar PAT. They're 6:17 on the clock.
Rolled out, couldn't find anyone, but then as he was rolling out, he finally saw someone wide open who had scooted into a zone where there was no one covering him, and just great improvisation by Man right there to get the play.
Salazar's PAT is another one right down the middle and good. 28-12, Bowie in the lead here at Jackrabbits Stadium. 6:17 on the clock left in the 3rd. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
Welcome back. 6:17 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Bowie leads 28-12 over Howe as we're having some mono issues again. I'm not sure. I got to get a new wire. Don't let me forget. Get a new wire. I'm sure everybody's texting me these days to get a new wire. Here's a Tech Wave kickoff again, but this one's going to be cut off short by Kendall O'Brien. He'll run out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and that's where the Howe Bulldogs will set up shop. From their own 27, down 28-12 now. Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap for Bowie, 4 plays, 49 yards. And it took a little over a minute off the clock, makes it 28-12. With the Jackrabbits in the lead.
Just an absolute necessity for Howe to get a touchdown on this drive. Got to put something together to keep themselves in this game and keep themselves mentally in this game because, I mean, football's a draining sport.
1st and 10, right to left goes Howe. Strong throws a screen pass out to Braden Ulmer, but he's trapped behind the line. Now he breaks free of that. Down the sidelines to the 30-yard line. A gain of 3 perhaps for Ulmer, who could have been trapped for about a 6-yard loss.
What a play by Ulmer. And I mean, I know it's only a 4-yard gain, but that's a 10-yard change of where it could have been. And broke 2 tackles. I'm not even sure how he got out of there. They had him dead to rights, and he just somehow fought for yards, found a way to make it a second and manageable.
2nd down and 7 coming up for Howe. And again, we're having some mono cord issues. I'm not sure what this is about, but here is a handoff up the middle. Good for about 4 yards. To check this cord and see what's going on here.
And finally, it looks like Howe's doing something off the break. I mean, they've been almost stale since the start of the 3rd quarter. But finally, some positive plays. 2 plays in a row here. Set up a 3rd and short to try to put yourself in a position to get back into this game.
3rd and about 3. Here's a handoff to Rogers up the middle. Can't get a push on that Jackrabbit defense. They were able to use that big offensive line and the experienced offensive line in previous games to do what they wanted to on the ground. Just unable to do that tonight.
And I mean, unfortunately for Howe, it looks like they're going to be put in a position to punt. Or is this the Wild Dog? No, it's the punt team.
That's the punt team. Johnny Garcia back there. And he'll stand about his own 20-yard line. And that means Horton again on the other end, which is dangerous, as we saw earlier in the 3rd quarter on a 73-yard run to set up their first touchdown of the 2nd half. Here's the kick. It's going to bounce at the 44-yard line and be killed as it takes a big hop backwards. And Bowie will have it on their own side of the field from their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, and just a complete swing of momentum almost as soon as the 3rd quarter kicked off. Kind of felt like Howe was getting back into it. You had him at 14-12, but now 14 unanswered points, and you give them the ball again with good field position. Not how Howe wanted to start the 3rd quarter.
At some point, you're going to have a big play by the defense. And offensively, when you're down by 16, you don't want to panic, but you got to think about maybe airing it out a little bit.
Well, and that's what's worked.
Yeah. In the gun is man with Clark standing to his right. He'll hand off to Clark over left tackle, but right there, the defensive line again, Bo Stevens and company will bring him down. The ball, I thought for a moment popped out, but the official didn't think so. But that's a huge loss. Well, they gave him forward progress, which is only a 2-yard loss. So mark it at the 43.
I actually think that ball did come out, but it was after the whistle blew. So, yeah, the Jackrabbits are lucky there.
So 2nd down again. My goodness. 2nd down and 12 for the Bulldogs, for the Jackrabbits. 3:49 and rolling in quarter number 3. And this is Ritchie on the reverse, and he's trapped by Gage Carr, and also Tank Turner is right there to bring him down. Now that's another loss back to the 40-yard line. So all of a sudden the Jackrabbits are going backwards. 5 yards so far, and it sets up a 3rd and 15.
And this is what you needed if you're Howe. These plays are maybe not the biggest plays of the game, but they're energizing to the defense, and it's giving hope to the offense that Bowie's not just going to immediately score again. And so this is a huge down. Got to get off the field here if you're Howe.
3rd and 15, 3:07 on the clock. And Bowie taking their time on this one. Trying to draw Howe off sides, and I think they did. Bo Stevens went across. Now Mann's going to take off and run for it. He's got the 45-50, 45 and out of bounds there after a first down run, but they may decline the penalty as Mann picked up the first on his own.
Yeah, and I mean, again, Howe gets them in a good position to get off the field, and then the Jackrabbits find a way to convert, and that's been the story of this game. Again and again, Bowie's found a way to convert, and Howe's defense has been on that field for a long time tonight.
2:46 on the clock. Maybe I found something that works there. Just change positions on the board. 1st and 10 for Howe, for Bowie. All right, we're all getting all out of whack here. I'm having some technical issues, and I'm trying to pay attention to both. But it's 1st and 10 here after the big run, first down run to the Howe 42-yard line. Mann in the gun, Clark to his right. Howe blitzes, sends Charles Furr on the blitz. Here's a quick pass out to Horton, who breaks the tackle of Garen Langford. Now it's up to Garrett Rogers, and he finally drives him out of bounds, and Horton has something to say to him as he's standing out of bounds, but that's going to be a first down for the Jackrabbits at about the 21-yard line.
And it just appears like the Jackrabbits are just wearing down this Howe defense. I mean, that offensive line has been great all day. They've been getting holes for the running backs all day. But at this point, it just feels like Howe's defense is just a little bit worn down. I'd be interested to see the time of possession.
Zach Harris checks into the game for Bowie. He caught a touchdown pass earlier. Mann, swing out pass. Ritchie has it. Makes a move. He's got a lot of room down the sideline. At the 5, he's in. Touchdown, Bowie. 3 unanswered touchdowns from Bowie here to open the 3rd quarter. And they now lead 34-12, awaiting a PAT. 21 yards on the pitch and catch from Mann to Ritchie, and they've connected 3 times tonight.
Just a big play. I mean, their quarterback, Mann, he's been throwing darts all game, and it's caught up with Howe.
Salazar's kick is right down the middle, and it's 35-12. And all of a sudden, Bowie is opening this thing up. 2:19 on the clock here in the 3rd. 35-12. Bowie on top of Howe. We'll be back.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
For the Jackrabbits, number 23, Nick Salazar.
Your Tech Wave kickoff is being prepared for by Salazar. Bowie now has a 35-12 lead over Howe. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap, 5 plays, 55 yards for Bowie. Ended on a 21-yard touchdown pass from Mann to Ritchie. They've connected 3 times tonight. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be taken by Ryken Cross. Has it go in and out of his hands. He picks it up at the 22-yard line. Running like Tony Dorsett from one side of the field to the other, and he's going to be trapped for a loss back at the 19-yard line. Couldn't find the edge.
Returns
as he ran from one side of the field to the other, ran about 45 yards in total and lost at least 3 yards.
And Cross going backwards on that return, trying to find the edge, and like you said, he couldn't find it. And, I mean, that's why they teach you not to go backwards, always to go forwards, not to lose yards.
There's 2:07 left to go in the third. Jake, do you open this up and start trying to air it out a little bit?
I mean, what other choice do you have at this point in the game? You're already down 3 scores. I feel like let's get some experience for this young team.
The only downside to that, obviously, is the offensive line is going to have to close down a pocket for him. Strong is going to turn around and hand off to Braden Ulmer. Squirts free for about an 8-yard gain right over right tackle. And that's a good sign. But again, you know, Ulmer's seeing a lot of time playing some linebacker tonight as well, and you don't want to just use him all night long on both sides of the ball. So you can understand why, you know, his hands don't touch the ball every play. But boy, when they do, it is beneficial for the Bulldogs.
Every time BU touches the ball, it's positive yards. And it's almost impressive at this point, right? Like, it's funny.
2nd down and 3 for Howe. 124, there's movement up front. We'll see what this false start against Howe. They'll back it up 5. So 1 step forward, what we say?
2 steps back.
And they'll move this 5 yards back. Malachi Daly having a conversation with the official on the near sideline. They're just chit-chatting. Ball pushed back to the 22-yard line after the penalty. 5-yard walk-off on the false start. Howe moving right to left from our vantage point. 2nd down and 7. And a handoff to Rogers. He did a nice job of just hanging on to the football as he was met in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 1, maybe 2 to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and just a run straight up the middle, and those just haven't worked all day. Some days just aren't your day, and I mean, at least Howe, as far as running goes, this just has not been their day.
Rogers just hasn't had any room to run when he touches the football. We've had a little bit of success from Braden Ulmer, not much more. Strong now wants to throw on 3rd and 9. Pressure coming, he dodges that, throws deep down the field. Trying to make the catch is Jeremiah Thornton, but out of bounds. He couldn't haul it in as the pass was just a little bit off the target. And for the 3rd time in a row, it's going to be Johnny Garcia punt time.
And I mean, I think that was impressive of Strong to even be able to get that out. I thought he was going to get stripped of the ball as he was rolling to his left. Again, that offensive line is breaking down so quickly that every pass play Strong is having to roll out to either side.
My apologies. This is the 4th punt in a row for Howe in this quarter. Garcia will get it away. Low end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 42-yard line over into Bowie territory and be killed by Garen Langford at the 46. So Bowie will start from their own 46 with 18 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's speak to Malin Walker, our Night Furniture sideline report. Have we had any significant injuries? Anybody coming out of the game that you think, oh man, I hope they get back in?
Well, I saw on the sideline that BU was getting looked to be his knee checked out. He seemed to be walked up and getting healthy, so I don't know. He's out on the field right now, so let's see what impact that has on him.
Well, that young man you can't keep on the sidelines very long. I know that. He's a tough individual. Our Night Furniture sideline report. 1st and 10, Bowie, left to right. In the gun is Mann. He'll hand off to Clark. He'll break free over left tackle. Still fighting, a tough runner. He's their version of BU. He gets up and signals 1st down, a la C.D. Lamb and Michael Irvin and others.
And like I've said, it just feels like Bowie's just wearing down the Bulldogs at this point in the game. Every play, and these runners are hard. They keep their feet moving, and it's hard to tackle enough as it is.
That's the end of the third quarter. Thankfully for the Howe Bulldogs, they'll say. 4 punts in the quarter for Howe. They were unable to do much of anything offensively and gave up, is it 3 touchdowns? It was a bad third quarter for Howe.
3 touchdowns.
So let's head to the fourth. 35-12, we'll be back after this.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Clark gets the carry on first down in the first play of the fourth quarter and picks up 4 yards, setting up a 2nd and 6 on the Howe side of the field. Man in the gun will turn and hand to Clark again over right tackle this time, and he falls backwards. Keeps his feet moving, but running backwards, close to a first down, and I think he's just shy. He's actually 1.5 yards shy, maybe 2 yards shy, as they didn't give him backwards progress.
Straight up the middle, just another run. It's just been a game full of lots of just smash mouth football by the Jackrabbits.
Ball rests at the 32-yard line. Right to left go the Jackrabbits. Man in the gun, Raider Man. What a great quarterback name. Turns and hands to Clark. They're just chewing up the clock and moving the sticks. That's a first down. Clock still rolls with 10:38 left to go. Bowie up 35-12.
And I'd be interested to talk to Braswell and see what the third downs are for Bowie. I'm not sure. Does he keep that stat?
I'm not sure, but I know the coaching staff will post that tomorrow on Huddle.
Well, because I'm curious how many third downs that Bowie's even had, because it seems like Howe has been good on 1st and 2nd down this whole game.
It seems as if they've converted at least 75%. 1st and 10, 10:08 on the clock. Pulls it out of the gut and throws it out to, once again, Ritchie on the left sideline. That's his 4th touchdown of the evening. From man to Ritchie, and he just squirts down the sideline, evading Bulldogs, sidestepping. And now all of a sudden, Bowie's got 41 points on the board. It's the man to Ritchie show. And that one of 30 yards.
Number 23.
Good play call, got it out to him, and he was off to the races.
Salazar's kick is not a good one. It might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. And it'll remain 41-12 with 9:56 left to go here in the game. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after that.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
So hot up here. Roger must think he's preaching a Hellfire Sunday sermon.
I know. He won't ever turn the air on.
Monty, who recovered that fumble?
The only name that comes to mind is Lucifer.
Charles Furr? Got it.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255.
Fifth quarter tonight is going to be a hot one.
I bet.
Welcome back. 9:56 on the clock left in the game. Bowie scores again to make it 41-12. The hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap, 6 plays, 54 yards for the Jackrabbits. And it ended on a 30-yard touchdown pass, a little swing pass from Mann to Ritchie. It's the 4th touchdown connection between those two tonight. And that makes it 41-12 as mentioned, and 9:56 on the clock as mentioned. We're ready for our Tech Wave kickoff. Salazar runs to the ball 6 yards away, booms it in the air. Going to go to Cross again from the 27-yard line, trying to find the far sideline. Does. He's got the 40. Look out, lots of speed midfield. Crosses midfield into Bowie territory at the 48-yard line. One thing that you can take from this game, if you're going to take a highlight from this game, it's got to be the speed on the returns from Reich and Cross.
Right, and how you can get him involved in the offense going next week.
Why in the world are they still kicking to that kid?
I'm not sure. And, I mean, it begs the question, like, can you get him involved in, like, some screen action or, like, just something to get him in open space? Because, God, he is fast. He flies right by everyone.
Can he run the routes of Ritchie? That's what I would like to see. 1st and 10, Strong going to throw on first down. Chase down to the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. 45, he's fast. Down to the 35, down to the 32. First down for Howe as Strong tucks it and runs.
He took a big hit there at the end. I saw him flailing as he got hit, but running for his life, ran out to the right side and just able to make a play. Just able to tuck it, run, get some yardage, and put Howe on the into Bowie territory for maybe the first time in the second half.
I think you're right. 18-yard run for Ryland Strong, 1st and 10. He wants to throw again. 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket. This time he can't get away. Sacked back at the 35-yard line. And the sack total is going up like a hot air balloon tonight.
Yeah, and Rodriguez right there just shredding the offensive line, pushed him off as soon as the play started. And Strong is fired up down there as the offensive line they just haven't held up tonight. And I'd be interested to see the sack totals too.
He's a very fiery young man, and for a sophomore, he doesn't hide his emotions among seniors. Lets them know he's not happy. Here's Strong rolling out to the left side. He's going to tuck it and run and just run out of bounds. It's going to be a yard or two loss as he was just trying to get away from defenders that were scraping down the line.
Yeah, and an unblocked number 9, Zach Harris, off the left side, immediately pressures Strong, and he's just immediately rushed. And I almost feel like he just ran out of bounds because he didn't want to take another hit.
Well, he's been punished all night, that's for sure. 3rd and 16 are what the Bulldogs are facing here, with Jeremiah Thornton split out wide to the left, Malachi Daly split out wide to the right. Cross in the slot. Strong looks that way down the field. Cross has it go in and out of his hands. He had beat the defender Harris, but as he leaped, the ball just simply went through his hands. It would have been a big first down by at least 10 yards. But it's 4th down.
Yeah, and the pass was a little high, but nothing that Cross couldn't have brought down, and I know he's kicking himself down there on the field.
But honestly, I think if the ball wasn't placed where it was, it could have been more dangerous.
Right, and I mean, that was a good throw by Strong. He had a little bit more time in the pocket there, and you see what he's able to do when he has the proper time.
8:04 on the clock. The ball gets away from Strong. There's a bad snap over his head. He couldn't haul it in, and it's recovered by Preacher Chambers.
And again, it just, I mean, I know, like, the snap started it, but then the offensive line wasn't able to hold up for long enough for Strong to be even able to hop back onto it. And that just testifies to how this night has been for Howe. It's just been
in the second half.
Yeah, this whole game, it's just been domination at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball for the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, I think you're definitely on to something there. As far as the offensive line for Howe has not had the best of nights. We kept talking about how that may be the strong point of their football team, perhaps, but it has not shown to be true tonight.
Well, and I think the defensive
and give Bowie credit. They've got a lot of formidable talent over there causing that. 1st and 10, right to left, handoff to Clark and whistles before this one can get underway. He was going to be met at the line of scrimmage anyway, and he was. And I think that was Tank Turner who had him dead in the rights. But a penalty against Bowie will push this one back 5 yards, as Charlie Turner might have pushed him back 5 anyway. 1st and 15, 7:55 on the clock. We're in the 4th. Bowie has blown the doors open in Fueltown. They'll start now from their own 41-yard line on 1st and 10. 2 receivers either side. And a handoff up the middle, still fighting for yards. A big, huge run again by Justin Clark. Up to midfield and on the side of Howe, perhaps to the 49-yard line.
Great run by Clark, straight up the middle, and just he got low and he kind of just stuck his head out and just kept running until the Bulldogs finally dragged him down. But he dragged 3 or 4 Bulldogs as he kept running. And the strength of Bowie is really been showing in the second half.
After this play, we'll talk to our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Malin Walker. 7:16 on the clock. It's moving. Howe down 41-12. Bowie taking their time, barking signals, but trying to milk the clocks. 2 on the play clock. They snap it there. Once again, a handoff to Clark, and he's going to be right at the sticks. Let's check down with Malin Walker. Why don't you sum up the game for us, at least first half, second half? What's your thoughts?
Really, in the shortest way possibly I can is O-line domination. The defense on the Jackrabbit side has just been able to find a way in each and every play. And the defense in the first half has really started off slow. They've gotten better and better, but at this point, it may be too late.
Yeah, I agree. 6:28. Thank you, Malin. As Bowie really just trying to kill the clock. They walk to the line of scrimmage with 8 seconds on the play clock. Ball will be snapped from the 45-yard line after the 5-yard gain there by Clark, and now it's just Clark time. You remember those days back when Emmitt Smith, you may not remember, you're 19 years old, but in the day of when the Cowboys would get a big lead, it would just turn into a big, heavy dose of Emmitt Smith, and that's what's happening right now with Clark. They're just handing it to him and letting him get 5 yards at a pop and just chewing the clock. Another first down.
These long drives have been impressive because they just get enough every time to continue the drive. And by the time Howe finally gets a stop, they realize that it's 1st and goal at the 15-yard line.
Wait, what? How do you do that? I guess a penalty?
Oh, I get 2nd and goal, I guess.
Man, handoff Clark. Drug down, but not after he spins forward for another few yards up to the 37-yard line. So another 4 yards for Clark, as that seems to be the tune on the guitar right now, is 4 yards, 5 yards for Clark as we hit the 5-minute mark in the game. Long drive home tonight for the big yellow bus that has HOWE on the side.
Let's drive the right way home.
Yeah. You don't want to go halfway to Forney before we head to the house?
I mean,
in the Sooner Schooner?
Scenery was nice.
2nd down, 7 coming up. Again, another hand to Clark. And again, I think, if nothing else, Tank Turner's going to rack up a ton of tackles tonight because he brings down Clark every time they run to his side. but not after he picks up 4 or 5 yards every time.
Yeah, and I mean, this game, I mean, you can look at it from the standpoint of the score is 41-12, or you can try to find the things that have been good. And Howe's offense was able to fight the adversity in the first half, and this is a bigger school, so you've got to be able to look at the things that you did wrong and look at the things that you did right and balance it out and then get ready for next week.
Homecoming next week, Pilot Point comes to town. Somebody here up in the press box has to speak at the pep rally. Hand off to Clark. Met in the backfield. Guess who that is? That's Big Tank Turner. Drives him backwards to the 40. They give him the line of scrimmage, which is the 36-yard line.
And there's a positive right there. Tank Turner, I'd be interested to see how many tackles.
I think he's got 20 tackles tonight.
He's had a lot of tackles. And there's a positive right there. He has continued to get better every year that he's played.
Boy, he is light years away from where he was when he fell on Malin's knee that night over in Lone Oak.
For sure, he definitely is.
He ended Malin's high school football career. How do you feel about that, Malin?
I'll definitely never forget it. I'll never forgive him. No, I'm just playing. I love him.
2:58 on the clock before this one's finally in the books. Man fires over to Ryan, and he's hit and driven out of bounds. Minimal gain on the quick pass.
Hey, and there's a 4th down stop.
Yeah, how about that?
Is that the first 4th down stop
Has to be.
the game?
Has to be.
Wow.
You know, Bowie has done such a great job when it mattered tonight. You know, they had some moments, especially in the first half, where they struggled for the big play. And but, man, when they needed a 4th and 3 or a 3rd and 4, they seemed to convert almost every time.
Every time. And that's
and they've been untouched here in the second half. They've kind of done whatever they wanted here in the second half. And Howe has done just the complete opposite. So you got to give Bowie credit. Strong in the gun will stand at his own 30. A handoff to maybe Bryce Piper. I don't think that was Rogers into the game. The line of scrimmage was the 35.
Yeah, it was Bryce Piper.
They'll be held at Central Baptist Church for all junior and high school.
2:48 on the clock, and it stopped for some reason. I'm not sure why the clock has stopped. I think the officials are looking up saying, hey, get this thing over with. Now they start rolling it. 2nd down and 9 after Piper's 1-yard gain. And Howe now kind of taking their time as well. Handoff to Piper again, over right guard. He'll be brought down after about 3 yards. You got a big block at the end of that play by Large March. And he's not stopping until the whistle's blowing now.
No, and he's – I mean, the whole offensive line has – like, they've struggled tonight. But overall, this offensive line's been a lot better this year. So
no question.
I mean, and if you're looking out there at Bowie, they are athletic and they're big on the defensive line side.
They certainly are. Strom drops back to pass, a little pocket, throws deep down the middle. It's going to be incomplete, trying to hit Ryken Cross. And it was closer to the defender there, as Cross did not get past the defender that time. And now it's 4th down and punt time. Howe has punted on every possession in the second half.
Wow.
There's going to be one individual very sore tomorrow, and that's going to be Johnny Garcia. Unfortunately, it's not from kicking PATs.
And, I mean,
a minute 40. And Garcia's kick is a high, booming kick. Going to be taken. There could be some interference there, as I think Garen Langford hit Horton. That's not Horton on the return. That was actually Ozua back there to return that punt. But Langford got there just a little bit early. And that's going to be a walk-off against Howe. There's a $1.25 left to go in the game.
we'll see how Howe is able to respond next week for homecoming. And one thing that I was thinking is, I mean, this game was a 2-point game coming out of the half, and Howe has just been shut down. They haven't been able to move the ball, and Bowie's been able to move the ball. So
yeah, this has been a complete opposite of the first half. Not that Howe didn't struggle in the first half. They had their moments where you wondered if they'd be able to compete in this football game. In the latter part of the first half, they showed that they certainly can compete in this football game. But the second half has just been complete domination by Bowie. There's just no way around it. So the ball at the 45-yard line. That's where Bowie will start, and no doubtedly will just try to kill this clock. And we'll end up with a victory formation here pretty soon. And I do not think you'll see Andrew Harvey call a timeout and try to protest and try to get this thing any longer than what it is, but you never know. Man in the gun tries to draw him off sides, actually. Bo Stevens almost took the bait but didn't do it. A new running back into the game for Bowie.
Hand off to number 22, Lane Whitfield.
And that is Lane Whitfield on the carry. And he'll pick up 4 yards near midfield to the 49-yard line. 1:08 as it ticks away.
Second down.
And this one's almost in the books. The last time we were over here in Bowie was 2016 when Howe ran the slot T, chewed up all the field, ran for about 1 million yards that night. And then Bowie returned the favor at home in Zach Hudson's final year as head coach. Callie Vick was the kicker. And Howe got their first female kicker points that night in 2017. There's what looks like the final play of the game. Man takes a knee, and this one's in the books. How your Bulldogs take it on the chin tonight with a lackluster performance in the second half, but you got to give Bowie a lot of credit. They are a good football team. This is not the 1-9 team that you saw a year ago.
certainly not. This is a physical football team.
You got to give their head coach a lot of credit. He's a hometown boy, Tyler Price. He's 2-10 overall as a head coach, but now he is 3-10. He went to school here in Bowie when they had a lot of success, and now the hometown boy is making the hometown crowd really happy tonight. I know there's some happy broadcasters next to us on the radio station, KNTX. I think at least one of them graduated from Bowie back in 1981. But that is your ball game. Hal loses tonight 41-12 at Bowie. I think we'll skip interviews tonight. No victory light coming on tonight. We'll send Malin Walker back up this way, and then we'll probably have a chance to talk to him in just a few moments, and because I know his fans want to hear from him. You know, we hear all of that. We're getting texts for more Malin. So 41-12. We're going to take a quick timeout. This one's in the books. We'll be right back right after this.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team Post Game Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Jake Roberts.
Welcome back. We're in the Texas Land and Home Realty postgame show. The Howe Bulldogs are a little bit dejected over there on the far side. Not a lot of smiles, not any smiles. Andrew Harvey and his Howe Bulldogs moved to 1-2 on the season. But not everybody, you know, when you schedule these teams, you think, okay, they were 1-9 last year. Boyd did not have a good year last year. Their record was not, you know, what you would think Boyd would bring to the table. But they also have programs that rebound quickly. And we've certainly seen that from both Boyd and Bowie, as their 1-9 record a year ago does not reflect what they're bringing to the table in 2024, Justin. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. Jake?
Well, I think what Howe ran into tonight was just a team that out-physicaled them. They were big, they were bruising, and the line of scrimmage was where this game was won tonight.
No question.
I mean, when you look at the game, the man threw for, 4 touchdowns? But that's not where the game was won.
Well, he threw 4 touchdowns to just Richie alone.
But again, that's not where the game was won at. Like, the game wasn't won with the throwing. Like, it was really the running game that set up the passes. And that's really where Howe lost tonight. Like, that's how they lost.
So 3, 4, 5 touchdowns tonight by Raider man.
Wow.
Through the air. Clark also got into the end zone. So yeah, and that's another thing. They're not just a one-dimensional football team over here in Bowie. They can hit you in many directions, and they prove to do so by their quarterback. They don't ask him to throw the ball deep. They just ask him to throw swing passes and let Richie and those receivers do the rest of the work, and that's certainly what happened tonight. And then when they get up on you, they just destroy you with their big back in Justin Clark. And, that when you put that recipe together, they're hard to beat. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's destructive. And that's the kind of that's winning football.
It is winning football. And I'm happy for the head coach over here, hometown boy. You like those kind of stories. And, he's decided to come back home and be a part of his hometown and rebuild this thing. And, hats off to him for doing that. Of course, he was a player over here and had a lot of success in state championship caliber team. But, tonight that didn't work out too well for the hometown Howe Bulldogs as they take it on the chin 41-12. As Sweet Georgia Brown exits stage left. And we appreciate it. We had a good time always have a good time with Jay Forsyth in the house, and he was with us tonight doing some camera work, film work. Malin Walker's making his way up here. I think we're going to have a fairly short Texoma Land and Home Realty postgame show. We're going to ditch the highlights only because there were, I think, 5 punts in the second half for Howe. Not a whole lot doing on the Howe side, so we'll get Braswell up here to go over some stats. We'll do that in just a moment. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it'll be stat time, or it'll be Night Furniture Malin Walker time. We'll be right back.
If your home or business could talk, what would it say? It may say it would like some privacy or security. Enjoy the beauty and durability of quality fencing from MTE Fence. MTE Fence is a local company specializing in commercial and residential fencing. MTE Fence ranges from wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing. MTE Fence services all of Grayson County and surrounding areas. Go to mtefence.com or call 903-686-9039 for an estimate. MTE Fence has a passion for connection. We are your connection for quality.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back. You're
listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, and Jake Roberts.
Monty Walker along with Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, Malin Walker. We're wrapping up the Texoma Land and Home Realty post-game show, but let's give some stats first to Mr. Braz. So let's hand it on over to Braz.
Okay. So the second half did not look very good for the Bulldogs.
Not very good.
But ended the game with 9 of 19 passing for 81 yards, 28 rushes for 66 yards.
For how many?
66.
Okay.
The first half, the offense actually got 120 yards total. But second half, 27 yards.
Yeah, it was a brutal second half for the Howe offense.
Of course, they didn't have the ball very often either.
That's true. Good point.
Total of 147 yards of offense for Howe. Strong was 9 of 16 for 81 yards. And receiving-wise, you were looking at Cross had 2 for 36, Langford 2 for 26, Ulmer 3 for 16, and Garrett Rogers 1 for 3. As far as rushing goes, he had Strong with 11 for 35 and a touchdown. BU 7 for 22 and a touchdown. Piper had 2 for 4, and Garrett Rogers had 7 for 4 yards total. For Bowie, they were 13 of 16 passing for 201.
Wow.
38 rushes, 138 yards.
And they were all little swing pass, little dunks.
Yeah. Well, 5 TD passes for him.
Yeah. And 4 of them were to Richie.
Yes, correct.
One of them was deep down the field. Am I wrong? Or maybe there was just a play that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a total of 339 total yards for the game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes. So
what was the rushing versus passing?
The rushing was for who?
For Bowie.
Bowie. They had 201 passing, 138 rushing.
Okay. So the first time Howe's given up over 100 yards rushing to a team, that happened tonight, 139 yards. So Pilot Point next week, homecoming, big festivities, crown a homecoming queen and king. We'll see who that may be. We'll get in here for some final thoughts on this one. Braz, you want to start off with some final thoughts of this football game?
The penalties were way down.
Yeah.
I think there was a total of 3 for Howe for the game.
Yeah, that's good. That means you're progressing as the season goes along. You're learning. Yeah.
Exactly. And if we can keep improving on that, I think a lot of the stuff will come around. But Jake mentioned earlier, the defense kind of got wore down.
Yeah, they certainly
Bowie
did.
had the ball most of the second half.
Yeah.
So.
They played their own version of keep away tonight. Malin Walker, you want to give your final thoughts to this football game over here in Bowie, Texas?
Yeah, sure. The big thing that stuck out to me is just the start of the second half. Really, when you have something like that that gets you down, Howe has not historically been able to get back up, and it seemed to like poison them from the second half onwards.
That's a good point. You know, you've been a part of some of those teams. You were a part of that stretch of losing football games. Of course, you were a part of that big year where you went to the playoffs as well. But that's a good point that, you know, when you get down. Now, we thought maybe we had turned the corner. We were talking about that right at halftime, that this didn't seem to be the same team that when they get down, they can't figure out a way to get back up. But we saw in the second half that maybe that is still something to work on. And that's a little bit concerning. You know, you got to learn how to win all over again. And, you know, a lot of these players haven't learned how to win at the varsity level. And until you start winning, you're not going to learn how to win. And you've got to keep your composure, and you've got to keep fighting.
As we mentioned, Bowie had the stopgap for BU. I mean, he was on their radar, and you could pretty much tell that.
Yeah, for certain. Jake Roberts, your final thought.
I think that silver lining here, I think that Ryland Strong, he grew up a lot in this game. And I know he probably got sacked. I mean, I don't know if we got the totals on how many times he got sacked, but I mean, it felt like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But
and we'll find out tomorrow, Braz. We don't have to look that up.
But I think he grew, and he was getting mad, but then he was able to come back out and then make a great throw the next play. And maybe that was only the first half, but that's improvement, and that's what you want to see going forward.
You know what I like about Ryland Strong? He's not your typical sophomore who's kind of scared to say anything because, maybe a senior might say something. He's an underclassman. If you're going to be the quarterback, that's a leadership position. And you've got to play with grit, and you've got to be the captain out there. Whether you're a captain, you've got to man the ship. And he looks like, even as a sophomore, he's manning the ship, good or bad. And you may see frustration at times, and you may see a ball thrown down on the ground at times. But to me, that tells me he's not scared to be out there. And no matter who's around him, it doesn't matter. He's there to win a football game. And that's important to have at that position. And I feel that's something to me that I would want in a quarterback, no matter what their age level is. I want somebody who in there, if he gets sacked, he's not happy about it.
Well, it's a leadership position.
It is, you like it or not. If you're going to be put in leadership roles, you better figure out how to be a leader. And I think we're seeing that from Ryland Strong. And, this may be BU's team. This may be Garen Lankford's team. This may be Tank Turner's team. But it doesn't mean that Ryland Strong can't take the grips of that and make sure that he's got ownership in this thing too. And I think we're seeing that. Any other final words?
Ryken Cross, his kickoff returns
that was
something
huge
to point out.
Yeah, you got to find things to build upon, and I think that's something to certainly build upon. Howe hasn't had a kid who can run like Ryken Cross in a very long time. We think back, it may be Brent Masters the last time we had a kid who could run like that. And so Cooper Akins comes to mind. Yeah. Good point. Malin, any final thoughts? You ready to get home?
None for me.
All right. Well, anybody want to go halfway to Forney before we go to Howe?
Let's take the more direct route home this time.
Let's make it quick and go through Houston.
Take the scenic route.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll stop by the Alamo and say hi. All right, so everyone who's been a part of this one, including Malin Walker, Jake Roberts, and Stephen Braswell, I'm Monty Walker. We'll see you next week at home. It's homecoming. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Tailgate Home Realty Team post-game show. How Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on the same link on YouTube and HowEnterprise.com. How Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of How. Also brought to you by MTE Fence, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, The Crazy AC Guy. Also brought to you by How Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, HIT, Roof and Exteriors. Also brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, The Llama Realty Group, TechWave, Night Furniture, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Anchors Boat and RV Storage.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.